Double checking audio here, make sure it's good. My input's coming through. Say something there, Mr. Druid. Say hello to the world. You are a druid, but you're a druid who's not coming through the properties of the microphone. It'd be nice if it did. Oh my gosh, now we've got it going through the properties of the microphone. Say hello to the crowd.
What up, Chad?
Oh my gosh, he gets to speak on stream. Oh my gosh. All right, so I've had a cup of coffee today. My day has started with listening to everything having to do with the political extremes that are going on right now and the madness that exists. And you know what that told me?
Yeah.
I need to play some Battletech because if there's gonna be war crimes committed, I want to do them in my fantasy world, where I have a giant stompy mech to go around and commit.
That's right.
In the meantime, however, I hope everybody can enjoy what we're going to listen to in the meantime. We're going down through my Spotify list as we play this. You'll see it stream along right above my head there. I'm just using a picture because I don't feel like turning on a camera for this anymore. Because I'm a lazy fuck. And I'm a gamer. And we care about gaming. So we're going to game.
That's right.
And congratulations to the fact that our AI mod now works again. Oh, there's a border still hanging out in my thingy. That's hilarious.
You little bastard, get out of here.
There's a little border that didn't want to
invite you to leave.
Who?
The little border. We didn't.
Oh, the little border? Yeah. Just how we didn't invite all those illegal immigrants into the United States.
Yeah.
I'm feeling saucy this week, so like I don't even give a fuck anymore. I'm just saucy right now. And if people take offense to that, good. Stay mad. In the meantime, I think I've got everything in place that needs to be in place. Let me move chat back down to where it's somewhere visible.
What do I need to take off now that I have the heads-up display and
So for any of you out there who want to check it out, by the way, links in the description for all the mods that we use. It's weekly updated on Nexus. I am in the comments, so if you leave me a comment that I suck dick, I will also respond to that too. So you get to enjoy that. You can mess with Ark as much as you want to, and you can come join us in our Discord, and we'll yell at you there too. Either way, it's all good. But in the meantime, if anybody would like to check it out, the links for all the mods are in the descriptions. On YouTube, they're on Twitch, they're on wherever that we have them posted. Anywhere that you can catch our videos, you can find the links in the descriptions. I've at least done that much. In the meantime, however, we have added 2 visual HUD mods. There's the Von HUD mod, which was the initial one that we put in, and we just added in the MW4 mod, HUD, or heads-up display. It's specifically labeled under that. If you use one, disable the other. So if you're using MW4, disable Von HUD. If you're using Von HUD, disable the MW4 ones. You can still use the font mod either way if you'd like. That's perfectly up to you at that point. Any questions?
I don't see the font mod in my list.
I'm pretty sure I put it in there.
No, I mean, I don't see it in the installed mods area.
Oh.
It's definitely in the mod list on Vortex, but...
There's a good chance it's in there, you just missed it. They do come up as some weird names over so often. But we are going to continue with Platus Omega. Because, you know, Platus Omega is the best of the Davian boys because we have plot armor. So yeah, you just get to enjoy us doing this because I've got very little better to do at this point, so I might as well record my shenanigans.
With a little prodding for me.
Yeah. And you know what? It gives me an excuse to play some Mechwarrior 5, and you know what? That's not a bad time, necessarily. As much as Mage Leader wants to tell me this game is awful, I am still addicted to it. Because I like Battletech enough.
Well, you know what? If there's a better game out there, they're welcome to, you know, show everyone.
Living Legends is a great game. Not a big enough community for me to care. It's not a single-player game that I want either. Like, I want an RPG from Battletech so badly. Because it is a fantastic story, it's a fantastic experiment, and I want more people to experiment it. I want more people to experience it.
There you go. That is
words. They must come out of my mouth appropriately. I'm not very good at this. I just talk all day.
Indeed, this is the English language. It's kind of fucky wucky.
All right, so we're gonna do the stronghold defense first, because we're gonna go against the people who like us already, and win a little bit of favor back from the people who don't like us. And then we're gonna turn around and stab them in the back again. We're just gonna get back our 10 reputation that we took.
Nice.
Thoughts here. Oh no, you're not online yet.
No, I had to load back in, so I had to turn on the HUD mod.
Ah, I see. Gotta keep waiting. You shall experience glory, my mech.
That's right. But now we have to sit and wait. Maybe Spacer might grace us with his presence. And we can always use the excuse that since, you know, it's not normal streaming time, we're not playing his game.
Yes, indeed.
And, yeah. He is online, though, on Steam.
Could be around doing whatever.
He might be doing comics.
True, he might be doing some comics.
That other thing he also does. Haha, I am infiltrating your game now.
I'm being infiltrated by Capellans.
I am not a Capellan. How dare you?
You are to me now.
Okay. Oh my god. Uh-oh. Okay, there we go. I was about to say, the thing's not turning. It stopped.
Hooray. Alright. Take a look in the bay. See what needs to be changed around.
I don't know. I don't think we're on a planet that can do that.
I just meant like if you wanted to switch mechs potentially.
Oh yeah, yeah. Because oh no, I'm on Outlaw. I'm exactly where I should be.
All right. Well then I will. I'll switch out Mr. Blackbeard's Raven.
Still there though.
All right. We're undertonned, but that's okay, right? That's fine. We'll be fine.
I mean, we're what? How many? We're 20 tons underweight. I don't even know if we can ton up with that. I mean, maybe. You could take your waifu man.
My waifu man?
Yep.
Which man are we referring to here?
It's your rifle or your waifu for laifu. The rifle man.
Oh, you're saying I could get up to the rifleman toy box. That put me at 65. Be way overtonned.
Good. Oh. Damn.
Yeah, I'd need like a 40-ton mech.
We don't have a 40-ton.
Yeah, like a 50-ton mech would do it, but like, this is fine. We'll be fine. You'll be alright. We got this. Come on, believe in the me that believes in you that believes in me.
Well, technically, I'll be putting my faith in the turrets, so probably doing a lot of the work.
Here's what I say. If there's a combat dropship, we just go for the combat dropship. We fight the whole way.
Fair enough. Although if they're anti-air turrets, those things are OP. Especially on such a low-level mission such as this. Those burst fire really spread the damage out, but you know, that's okay.
Hey, you know, it's fine. We're just gonna see how it goes. And for anybody out there, they can feel free to join us in chat wherever we are. Join us on Kick, join us on YouTube. We're on both. Just, you know, doing our thing.
I don't know if you can comment on streaming on Twitter.
If I can comment on streaming on what?
On Twitter.
On Twitter?
Oh.
I have done it a few times, actually. I, for the most part, always link off on Twitter, the VODs, at the very least. I wanted to do more streaming on Twitter. I think it would be interesting to do. But I want to be able to multi-stream, and I can only choose 2 platforms, because I'm not paying for this shit until I think it's reasonable to do so. And YouTube still gives me the benefit of having a better VOD practice.
Okay, so it's not... I can't see it on stream, but the thing is starting, and I can't hear it.
It's still going. It just loaded for me.
Okay, there we go. It just dropped me on the floor.
Yeah. It just... It takes a fucking moment.
So I now have everything running like it should. It looks beautiful. Amazing.
Oh, yeah.
What turrets we got? Oh, we have an anti-air turret. Where it at? There's an LRM turret, a Ravager turret, an AMS turret. Oh, another LRM turret. Where are you, anti-air turret? They love throwing air raids first.
There, now everybody can hear the game. It's back up to 100%. If you are struggling with the volume of the game, I apologize. I hope that it is a little better now.
Oh, dropship coming down at 230.
Yep. I gotta say, I really like the HUD for MW4. They got it right.
It does. It looks really nice.
Like, whoever put this together, my hats go off to you. Alright, I'm gonna...
How many hats do you wear?
I've got a lot of hats. I do have a lot of hats.
But are you TM2ing those hats?
I most certainly am not.
Oh.
But that's okay, because I don't need to. I'll go for the salvage. and I'll be right back. I totally forgot to leave the guys behind. But that's okay, I'll be quick. I'm going at 130 kph. I think it'll only take me a moment to get there.
Can I not upgrade the turret again? I'll get it. Now we're at 2 LRM-10. We have another one and fully upgraded.
Salvage acquired.
They changed the LRM turrets now.
Are they stronger? Are they
Now we have
weaker?
They have 2 LRM-15 streams and 2 LRM-10s now instead of a brace of medium lasers and a stream 15.
That's not too bad. Alright, let's go cut off those spiders.
Indeed.
And, you know, let's have a good time. We're just rolling around.
And the speed.
Goodbye. Whoop. Beating on him. Beating on him.
Oh, he finally woke up. Oh, you know what? I can probably turn around and defend the other side. Oh, our LRM turret's helping out.
Woo.
Would you want me to buy the other LRM turret?
I don't think it's super necessary right now.
Hurry.
I think it's fine.
Oh, and there it goes. It's firing on the other side. Oh, I don't have to look at the number of health he has anymore. He's got the bar. Yes. I missed the health bar from from Mechwarrior.
Yeah, my left side is already chewed through on my left leg.
Where'd the last guy go?
He's deep out there somewhere. There he is. Oh yeah, 1,800 meters, somewhere deep in the back. Just gonna get a little bit of leverage here.
I fear the air. Wow, the AC2 turret starts off with 4 AC2s now. Okay. Upgrading it only gave it a... Okay, now it's got 6. So this way we should only need 2 max turrets. For the last one, I think we get AC5s.
Just watching 2 Ravens go to beat up a fucking SRM carrier. Oh, that's beauty. Target has been eliminated.
Oh, now there's 8 more of them. Oh, these are going to be LRM carriers. That's going to be nasty.
LRM versus LRM. Who wins the LRM battle? The turret or the mech?
Well, your carriers are a little bit stronger than mine. Oh, here they come. Or maybe they're leaving, I don't know.
Oh, yeah, no, they're all in that little corner up there.
At 320.
Yep. The 230 mark. Oh yeah, they're like deep back there. You know what? I think it's perfectly fair that they're dropping them this far away from me. Could you imagine a mobile LRM platform like a Locust just like running up on your tank carrier crew of LRMs and just wiping you out?
That would be pretty bad. I mean, just imagine the Locust, nothing but machine guns against a bunch of LRM carriers. Or hell, just small pulses. Need to close in on them so that they can shoot back. What?
Target destroyed. Target acquired.
Threat eliminated.
Target acquired.
Oh, also they said that there was an update for the stronghold missions,
Target destroyed.
and that you get access to the base net if you're inside the base.
Incoming missile.
But you have to activate one of the things for a continuous scan.
Oof.
Target
I just took so much damage.
acquired.
Your leg's almost gone.
Missile.
Oh.
Target destroyed. Target destroyed.
Oh, they took away the
Target
AC-5s. It's
destroyed.
only AC-2s and LRMs.
Whew.
Gotta prepare for the next wave, bruh.
Yeah, I'm gonna head back because my leg is broken.
Do you want... Oh, it's completely broken, so I wouldn't be able to get into the repair bay and fix it.
You can hit the repair bay, but I'm pretty sure I'm damaged, regardless.
Well, if the leg is gone, then yeah, it's not gonna do much.
Yeah, hit it anyways, though.
Okay.
Probably needed to hit that earlier.
A little bit.
Probably should have asked you to do that when my leg was at like 10 health.
Oh shit, I'm on top of the repair bay. Well, I hit the repair bay. Did it fix it?
It did not. I don't think.
Oh, not at all, dang.
Let's go to the options here really quick.
Yeah, just keep yourself on mobile. Oh, and they drop more guys behind you. Uh-oh. Destroy Op 4 Scout. You got it. Where you at, bro? Oh, you're dropping in right at base. Nope, I can fight you. Oh yeah, let me know if you need ammo and all that.
New target acquired.
Ooh, we got more incoming too.
Ammo low.
Yep, we certainly do.
Target destroyed.
He's down.
Nice.
Oh,
New
hi, there's a locust in the base.
Get out of my house.
target acquired.
Oh, system offline.
Mongoose. Mongoose number 67.
And he's down.
Oh, there's a lot more mechs on us.
I need to switch that out. Yeah, I need to buy more turrets.
Or we could have been saving all those points for a combat leopard that we could have used just now.
Target
There is no
destroyed.
combat.
Target acquired.
No combat leopard?
No. That was one of the things he would have told us.
Darn.
Target acquired.
Yeah, it's not always an option. That actually hurts our stuff. Fucking bolt. And he's down. Get out of here, fire starter. Nobody.
Alright, I'm out of ammo. Oh, there is a combat leopard. I'm standing right on it.
What?
Yeah, it's right here.
Target destroyed.
You little bastard. Well, let's see. There should be ammo. Yeah. Now you should have ammo.
I do have ammo. I'm gonna hit the repair bay though.
Alright. Alright, where's the rest of the next one? Oh, there it is. It's at 50.
Did you get repaired?
Yes.
Okay, so it's just when I do it. Gotta keep that in mind.
So
Oh,
I can
boy.
trigger it for B, but you can trigger it for everybody.
Incoming.
Indeed. Gotta get that sensor information for the package. And it'll be a full lens. Here's the anti-air turret. Hello. Enemy mags. Wanna hang out, get shot at, be cool. Oh, they're all medium mags. You have a Chimera, a Cicada, an Assassin, a Javelin, and a Whitworth.
I can't do that, boss.
I'm going back.
Time to get nasty.
No, turn around, get the other ones. That Chimera is
Gotta re-push him. Gotta counter.
Ow. You damn machine. No, it's not it.
Oh,
Target mech eliminated.
okay.
Give me all base. My target got a critical shot in.
Alright. We got
I got us
this.
a left.
Come on, Whitworth.
Alright. I mean, I got us a Chimera. I believe legend.
Nice. Die, Whitworth, die. I will LRM spam you to death.
Shut down.
35 seconds for the next wave. I'm gonna hit that repair bay again.
Ogie. And I think it. Hold on. I'm
I
gonna
think
sit
we
here
could,
and
I think these are other mechs, aren't they?
maybe-
Yeah, there's a medium mech here, and is this medium?
I was saving just in case of an air swarm.
Yeah, I don't think that's gonna happen at this point. I think having
That
two
would be
mediums on
good.
the field is a good idea.
Ooh, we got a guitar. Pretty decent one.
And a blackjack.
And a black bag.
So 40 was the heavy, and then there's another 40 for a heavy. Potentially. Potentially. But having base defenders is good.
Wave. Yeah. And
Alright, far
we
end.
both won.
And mechs.
We got 19 vehicles.
I think we got this. Yeah, they're just gonna get popped out of the sky.
Wow, a complete hit with a large laser does not bring down that kind
Secondary objective acquired.
Well, I guess I'll head for the salvage. There, bam. Do your job, sure.
Sent that pilot to an early grave.
Gross. Now I think the mechs are actually in the direction of the salvage.
They are.
Shit. A fire starter, a locust, a Vulcan, and I think another fire starter.
Yeah. Seems like it.
Locust 1.
That locust is just about to burn in fire. Damn.
There's a fire starter. And the other fire starter. They're both F9 DCs. This place sounds like Jurassic Park. I like that my PC isn't like, or my laptop isn't like it's nice.
Yeah.
How to help it at the moment. Certainly seems to be
This
taking-
guy's trying to suicide into me.
Oh, we lost the medium pulse laser.
Ugh.
Ooh, the Manticore wave.
Destroy 11 manticores. Manticores are not easy to kill.
No. Not as bad as Partisans, but still pretty bad.
Yeah, they are thick. It's a thick health bar.
So I will point out we have enough to activate the Raptor turret, but it's gonna be pretty situational.
I say we grab one of those heavies. One of those heavy mechs. I'm gonna hit the repair bay again. Because we can. I will take every amount of repair we can get.
I am repaired. This is a heavy mech 40. And we get a catapult.
Catapult C1, 215s.
Nice. We only need to kill 2 enemies and we'll get another heavy mech.
I like how there's a visual problem with doors and claws, and so the pods aren't showing up right. Because the doors
show
are
up
supposed to
in
be
the,
closed.
Yeah. Oh, I just got covered by an ECM. Nice.
Yep, gotta like the Ravens. Got ECM.
Oh, and here comes the next boat. And our
Boat full of
defenders are weak.
manticores. God, imagine being the assault lance that has to drop down with a bunch of manticores into like nearly two lances of mechs. That's pretty
mean, you're
designed
really-
for annihilating tanks.
I mean, to be fair, that's almost 3 lances of Manticore. Or I should say company.
Yeah, it's basically a company of manticores. A Succession Wars company of manticores.
The fucking PPCs are lighting on, that's for sure. Wow, the cores aren't taking any damage.
That is why I'm LRM bombing them while the Kintaro does all the brawling. So I do not want to be in a swarm of 15 LRM5s coming at me. Oh, those are LRM10s, even worse. I don't need 50 LRM missiles at me.
Alright. The Manticore wave's actually dead, but they're still Manticores.
Yep, we only need 4 of them. But we can complete the wave. I just say let the let our allies take the lead on that.
Alright. I love how the stronghold is here though.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I'll go back and I'll hit the ooh, that made a hit. I'll go back and hit the
Yeah, hit the repair bay. Then you can hit this stuff. Oh yeah. Head up to dust up, and then once I clean up the wave, we'll hit the repair bay, and then we can dust out.
Something just exploded in the base.
Oh.
Yeah, it was like a mech going critical inside the base.
Oh.
Objective is left the battle.
20 hostile.
Oh, the Kintaro died.
Damn.
Is it just like face tanked all those tanks? Get it? Face tanking. Oh God!
What did we get? We just got an archer.
I just got shot in the face.
Oh, they murdered you.
Yeah, thank God this is a crappy locust, but damn.
Well, we just got a fucking archer, so we have 2 heavy support mechs.
Well, I guess dust off then. Cause I'm dead.
I mean,
Sub Commander, get us out of here.
oh, the enemies are coming down at the pickup point.
Well then, let's leave.
I'm a going. After watching a locust run, a wolfhound just seems kind of slow.
Yeah, watching me sprint around the battlefield and just go. But
So there's
man,
only
are you
3.
squishy. I took 2 LRM-10 barrages and I basically lost a leg.
Oh yeah, because you were already down a leg, so that's why you died.
Well, that's when I initially lost the leg.
A flea, a mongoose, a javelin,
It's just time to go.
2 LRM-40s.
No.
Just gonna go around this way, avoid radar contact, and no.
Once you've found the targeted
No.
asset, move up to it, and we'll begin the recovery
Yes.
procedure.
They are ignoring me.
Excellent
Yay.
find, Commander. Beginning recovery now.
What did we get? A plasma rifle and plasma ammo.
Oh. Time to make some modifications, I guess.
Well, if we can get a whole mech out of this, it'd be nice. Get you a replacement to your low gas.
The mechs are a little bit crunchy. We are a little locksteppy crunch.
Yeah. Well, since we're gonna be the ones, since we're the player characters, you being the commander, you should probably take Bodies and Squishy.
Well, yeah, that's perfectly fair.
That is a really good plasma rifle.
Barrow armor.
Ooh, Pharaoh.
You know, it's just a real quick. Just gonna take everything. Yeah, that's about right. That's about right for what it's worth.
And we're in Davion space, and they're okay with, or they're.
There is a Denton Clint here for sale
Yes, there is.
for 8.5 million.
With no jump jets.
No jump jets. Well, I mean, it lost half
Oh, wait,
of
no,
it.
wait, wait. Yeah.
It's got all of its
Maybe all the
weapons.
are intact. Let's see. What the
So,
read the flavor text on just Denton.
oh, I was just looking at that, yeah. First created in 2607, the Clint was primarily designed as a cheap recon unit with the capabilities of a well-armed, low-end medium mech. With a top speed of 97.2 kilometers per hour, a jumping capability of 180 meters, the Clint can easily keep up with other recon elements and maneuver through mountains and urban terrain. When that above-average agility is matched with a well-balanced mix of weapons, the Clint becomes a highly effective multi-role battle mech.
Well, I meant the flavor text for the cork Denton.
Oh, Denton. Okay, so Denton. Jesus Christ, Denton. Just real good standard medium lasers. Medium and small lasers recycle faster, and Denton weapon. Faster rate of fire and lower heat and higher velocity.
So it's just really cool.
And
Standard
improved
large
targeting
laser.
long range. This mech has a superior long range targeting equipment. This includes LRM, large lasers, ERPPCs, AC2s, AC2 LBX, UAC2s, RAC2s, AC5s, LBX5s, UAC5s, RAC5s, Gauss rifles, light, and hyper assault Gauss. You can equip a long-range weapon on this. It doesn't have ballistic slots, by the way, which makes this hilarious. But it works for its LRMs. But it also doesn't have LRM slots. It's a laser platform, so you have to focus on ER larges, ERPPCs.
But the problem is that the ER large lasers are not covered by the Denton standard large laser.
So this is a hero mecha that does not know what it wants to be. And it has a structural repair cost extra. It's difficult to maintain, so you're paying 20% extra on top of 25% extra. And exposed actuators. This is a piece of garbage.
You know what you can do?
I would not pay 8.5 million for this. I wouldn't even pay the 754,000 it takes to buy an urban mech that is underweight in its category right now. In comparison.
You could always sell off that Locust you're running and run the Locust with a medium laser and 2 machine guns.
So let's see the damage here. Let's see what happens. I'm gonna hit repair all. I did lose the 160 engine. The only engine we have is a 240 that we just got.
Ooh,
So that's just not gonna happen. So here's what I'm gonna say.
we don't have an XL engine.
Yeah, no, we're just gonna like, hey, you did your job. Now you're gonna be sold off.
Sold, yeah.
We
Oh, and then
we no
just
longer
cover
require your services. It was good having you. Have a nice day. We'll just go ahead and oh right. We need to fix our funding problem real quick. Let me
Yes, we do.
let me fix that real quick. We do not need this 240 engine. I'm just gonna use it to make up money.
Okay.
Um,
That'll cover $500,000. You still have about $1 million left.
yeah. In the meantime, we're just gonna clean a couple heat sinks out. Some ammo. Some of these. Some of those.
Yeah. Jump jets, yeah. Well, that's all of our equipment.
We're just gonna.
Those large pulse lasers, or large X pulse lasers, they're really good.
Yeah, they're real good. I'm not gonna sell those yet. We could use those. There's plenty of other things we can sell in the meantime to make up a little bit of money here.
Sell our level 0 weapon.
In the meantime, we will. Oh, level 2 required. I need to go to a different system real quick.
No, we have to increase our rep. That's the problem.
Oh, what is the system?
Go to operation. Go to operations right now.
Operation?
Yeah, go to operations.
Okay.
And then look at the
Upgrades.
tab in the
Oh, look at all these upgrades. We don't have a whole lot of upgrade points. Not yet.
Well, that's because you complete cantina missions with dude.
But
Good.
I like this. Mech Lab drills improvement lets techs work overtime and outfitted a bit faster. It'll cost you though. Improved Mech Lab 2. Now your mechs are just better and cheaper. Depends on improved Mech Lab 1. And then large armor crate. Keep letting others shoot off your precious armor plates. Hard to work to replace those. The larger storage for armor plates lets you makes this at least 50% easier and reduces armor repair time by 50%.
Nice.
Deployment heavy metal. Your negotiation skills increase and penalties from dropping too many tons on the battlefield are reduced by 30%. And then number 2, your negotiating skills are even more penalties for dropping too many tons are reduced by another 20%. Additionally, you are now allowed to drop over tonnage on restricted missions.
Nice.
That's
a 50%
super
reduction
heavy
in penalties.
deployment capability.
So you want to overcompensate? Sure, go ahead. Drop all the metal you want. That's the infinite tonnage that Space is always worried about.
Yeah. Faction standings. The Outlaws aren't too happy with us. Periphery actually kind of likes us. The Independents are okay with us.
like the
Kurita
travel.
is not happy, and we don't care. Davion is improving with us. So we're doing good so far. I don't think we've shit the bed just yet. We've got a decent roster of people. Sobek is out for 90 days. But he only got hurt with one category. So he's still pretty good.
Did you see the salvage crew buff?
Oh, the
Better
South.
salvage crews scouring the battlefield for precious salvage after a big fight can be problematic, especially after a hasty exit on your part. In those cases, it is good to have a fast, efficient crew increases the number of salvageable partial mech parts by 15%, and improves the state of assembly mechs by roughly 15%.
Oh, that's super cool. Oh, that's super cool. Oh, this feels like such a great start to a new chapter of this game. Such a great way to do this, to restart playing MW5. And this is also the reason why I suggest that you check out our mod list. We at least intended to build this for people who want to get into playing Mechwarrior, at the very least in a way that feels good. So this feels good. These are the settings that we run. We hope that you enjoy them. Please feel free to play with them how you want, set it up the way you want, come up with scenarios on your own, to make it fun for yourself and for your friends, up to 4 people. Mechwarrior 5, the base game sucks. And it's we just recently, with the new update for Dragon's Gambit, all of our mods broke, and so Blackbeard, I don't know if you tested this, but we played vanilla, and it was horrible.
Vanilla.
It was so bad. It was just so bad. Like, not having a mech lab in a Mechwarrior game is the biggest sin you could have made for this game. It's like you didn't understand who mecha heads are. Like, come on, Piranha. Like, did you do any research before you went into this? It's baffling to me how stupid it seems that you would go to a bunch of mecha head people who like Gundam and building like models and playing war games and tell them, hey, we're gonna strip down the customizational theory behind this game and give you a really blanket set of bullshit, and call that a technically good job. Like, no, you could have done so much better. And the tools are all here because all the modders built it for you. They showed you that you could do this. Your system was there, you just didn't do it. You didn't think about what you were doing. You didn't give roles to set for your AIs for people to understand, like, this is how I want my AI to operate when I give them these weapons.
Speaking of which, we should probably do that.
They are actually all preset. So they do have a good set for the most part, I think, to start off with. Like the riflemen's in a sniper variant, our ravens are scouts. You're in a striker. The marauder is also a sniper.
That's fair.
The cataphract is a brawler. So I think it's got a good set of ideas behind it.
So, I would like to petition you to drop the mecha permissions for the lab for the beginning, so that we can actually make these not stop, and then we can put the permissions back on.
Let's see if we can't do some other stuff in the meantime first. Let's give it a shot here. We're gonna work for the Taurians now. Against the Independents.
We need to work for people who have the highest grade faction standing already with us, and keep doing jobs for them so that we get...
It's the Taurians and the Davions.
Okay. Well, let's do jobs for them and demo.
We're gonna get some damage coverage for this one, I think, and we'll get a little bit of money and some 10 rep.
Okay.
I think that's a good choice.
Share.
Extreme weather warning is in effect, Commander. You have limited visibility out there
Yeah,
and
that'll
have to
work.
contend with
Yeah.
malfunctions.
I think it'll be alright.
You gotta put your wife in, man.
I've got to switch out my boy,
You gotta pick your back up.
and then switch Sobek with Him?
Holy shit. He's got a lot of, or she's got a lot of fucking points.
Mm-hmm.
8, 10, 12.
We're 5 over. It's a 2% loss on money and 1 salvage share. We don't even have any shares to begin with, so honestly, I could give less of a fuck. I think this is fair.
Actually, can I tinker with that? No, we don't have any. Actually, we do. I can roll my backup back.
You can roll in the back of back. All right, there you go. Let's
A single weapon.
we're gonna run 2 Ravens, ECM Raven and Active Probe Raven. So we've got both sides. We've got a Javelin, which Javelin is this? A single LRM-15 Javelin.
Yep.
And then lasers and PPCs. We will see how this goes.
It's even worse. I think it's even worse than you think, because I think this only has 1 ton of ammo, by the way.
What is the point of this mech? I guess it's just a sprinter.
Yeah, it is a limited fire support mech.
You know, somebody's got to limit the support.
Which, honestly, I would have taken off 2 of the jump jets and given myself more ammo, but we can't. Can't do it.
We're just gonna roll with it. We're a bunch of mercenaries. We're a bunch of upstarts. We gotta get good.
Sensors online. Weapons online.
I don't like the hail and the thunderstorm at the same time.
This group has proved to be a nuisance for our employers. We're
Hello.
tasked with making sure that we find them.
Hello.
What's up, bitches?
Sup, bitch? How you doing?
I'm doing alright.
Say hello to the stream.
Yes. Say hello to stream.
We
I wanted
are.
to ask something, Ark.
Yeah, go for
I
it.
can stream later if you want, by the way, with your people, but I wanted to ask you a question.
Yes.
Do you know, and we can talk about this later off stream, but do you know someone that does, that makes, that can program and do video games and can work in a video game project?
Yes. I know a handful
do?
of people who are developers. Yeah.
Oh, alright.
Target acquired.
Good.
It just depends on like what you need them to do and or what
Well,
you're
obviously,
asking.
but it's like more of a I would like to meet them, and like actually establish a friendship relationship and stuff like that. So I know.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I got some people you can meet.
Yeah, because I have a big plan.
Good, good.
So
These
I
are
won't talk now.
these
but
are
I'll
the
talk later.
things we like to hear.
Good. I'll talk to you later then about that. But yeah.
Indeed, indeed.
Haven for you as well. Same thing. If you know someone that does that. I'll be
Oh,
great.
I love overheating in a rifleman. It's so nice. Oh, it feels good to be back in this cockpit.
All right. I'll be later.
Oh,
up
by the
in
way,
Raven.
Spacer,
Yeah?
before you go, guess what?
I don't know.
They fixed TT rules.
Oh, okay. So
That's what I
what
was
should
saying in the
do?
chat. It's been re-added to the mod list. It is now
So
functional.
I should just go in and do like a reinstall of the thing.
Yeah, pretty much.
Well, you just update your mods.
Okay, I'm doing it right now.
Okay.
God, it is
I don't know
just
how long we'll be
snow
out here,
blasted
but-
out here. It is so hard to see. I love it.
Well, I can stream later, later in the evening if you want.
Oh, good. Oh, good.
And then, but whenever you're off stream, give me a call. We can talk about stuff.
Yes, absolutely. I will do that after
Yeah, whatever, dude.
after
whatever.
Battletech tonight. At some point down the pipeline, eventually on a Tuesday, I will around 6, 7 o'clock, I will eventually start streaming the Battletech game that I've been running for the module that I do for A Time of War. I just have to get the story work done for the YouTube proportion first. I am writing stuff
Talk
up.
as well about our like animation stuff as well.
Uh-oh.
It's gonna take time. Yeah.
Oh, low-level fatal error. Check line of sight library function. Oh, you were doing so good. You were doing so good.
Big deep. Oh, a lot of stuff got updated.
Yep.
Like a lot of stuff got updated.
It's almost like the world continued.
It's almost like a new mod or a new DLC just dropped, and so it broke everything. It was working! Druid, it was working.
It was.
It was working damn well on Stronghold Defense. Why is this is what crashed it?
I don't
Do you
know.
have issues?
Is it maybe because I don't have the DLC?
It
But no, why
shouldn't
would that
be.
crash you?
No, it's not that. It's the line of sight error. And it's the same
that
one that
was
came up
something that we
last
had.
time.
What does
Yeah.
that even mean, by the way? Line
That-
of sight error.
I don't know what was
It's-
it that was causing that problem.
Line of bruh error.
It is
Oh, wait,
something.
that was it. Wasn't that the?
It was something having to do to TT rules where the AI could no longer get line of sight on something, and it couldn't reconcile it, and so it just crashed.
So it still doesn't work.
It was working though.
Right, but now it has issues. I'm just trying to say it still doesn't work in a way.
I don't know.
Maybe.
Maybe.
Well, I'm installing it, so later we can, if you want, we can play.
Yes. Yes. I'm gonna reload and
whenever
see what
you're done
happens.
streaming and stuff, I would like to talk to you about the game thing.
Yeah, for sure. But in the meantime, war crimes abound.
There's a lot
rest
of
of-
stuff.
The rest of the world's committing war crimes, so I thought I should.
Oh yeah.
What a way to reflect on the day. Play some MW5 and kill some
Indeed.
Capellans. An independent periphery, people. As an independent periphery contract.
This is a lot of stuff to install, Jesus.
At least none of, I mean, there's no way you probably didn't do the like 2 or 3, 4 gig downloads before you left.
Nope.
Yeah, he probably didn't do any of the like major stuff because like all the major mods got updates that are like a couple gigs.
Yeah, it's okay. It's almost done.
Yeah.
I can't wait to start dropping because of
Fat
stupid
bird.
BS again.
It's 25 gigabytes that I'm downloading.
That sounds about right.
Oh, that's right.
It's almost done.
Officially,
Usually
officially,
it
by the
takes-
way, the mods for our entire Nexus are only 16.6 gigs.
It's
That's
about
how
20
much-
seconds per gigabyte usually, so it's fine.
That's really good. That's good download speed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is gonna. It's already almost done. So, and I start downloading when I start talking with you guys.
Nice.
Beautiful, beautiful.
Well, then you may be able to join us if you had time.
Yeah, I'll have to do some other stuff, then I can join.
I just finished a bunch of homework stuff, so I was just like, I'm not
I
doing
don't have any
anything.
school anymore.
I know, isn't it great?
No,
Why?
Why not?
because my school closed.
You're.
Oh.
So what does that mean?
Like they fucking shut down the school. Like
Oh.
I don't know what's gonna fucking happen, but
Are you getting your money back or?
I don't know. I already got a lawyer.
Okay, so that's interesting.
Yeah, it's gonna be the
I
fun
thought
zone.
you meant you were done with. I thought you meant you were done with school. I didn't know you.
No, dude.
That is a completely different context to what you said now.
Yep. Let me
Um,
just go and answer this, bro.
Bruh. Bruh. Yeah, that's very different context between saying, hey, I'm out of school now, and my school shut down.
Yeah, at first I thought it just shut down because, you know, they were talking about COVID again.
I thought potentially maybe they shut down because of another reason or another, like funding was out, or that they were just off for break. And so, no school. But if they're, like, gone and under investigation, that's a different story entirely.
Can't wait to hear about that. Because that's local.
Yeah.
Wait, you don't have TPI rules on? Oh, wait.
I'm
Oh,
just
it's
turning
'cause
off lance
that's
made
the same
orders
thing.
because it's overriding another thing, and I think
It's
don't want it to do
overriding
that.
the heads-up display.
for the lance displays.
Is that doing that for me?
The lance status display is a Steam mod, so you probably don't have it.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, I was gonna say I don't see me overheating whenever you were playing earlier.
Mm-hmm.
Whenever I was in the Wolfhound, I didn't see the thing lighting up like, oh shit, I'm overheating, I'm overheating. Oh, and Spacer dropped out.
No, you just noticed that now. He went to go talk to somebody because they messaged him. Ooh. Ooh, good music. Good music. Jolton. Remastered by Ben Raza and Endo Sen. Really good song.
Well, I'm just sitting here with the default music of the main menu. Pretty good. I like it a lot.
I think it's not too bad.
Yeah, unfortunately, I think I'm gonna have to talk to Spacer about how English looks.
Well, to be fair, it's not his primary language.
I know. I'm familiar with the people who are ESO.
It's just one of those things where you just have to accept the fact that, you know, some people just don't speak the same way you do.
Yeah.
And that context can be misconstrued because grammar structures are different in different places.
Indeed. But we're trying to get him to speak proper
He
English to
also
stop
just doesn't know
misunderstanding.
how to communicate in general because he doesn't know how to share details.
That's primarily what we're trying to help him with.
Though to be
'Cause
fair,
we've had
a lot of people don't know how to do that. For those of you out there who are thinking of somebody right now, yes, you are correct. You know people that do that very thing of not giving you details when you talk to them. This is a common problem that you need to explain to somebody that in order to understand a statement, you need to give a detailed set of descriptions of the exact thing you're talking about, or people tend to be very confused. If you don't think that's the case, you're insane. And you
Or you
probably
just
work in
don't care about
politics.
well, that might be true.
Because that is where I've seen that argument come from, because they don't want to give you details. Because if they did, then that could be used in the court of law.
Well, remember, the devil's in there.
I am
Devil's in
no
the details.
like trad streamer by any measure of imagination, in any way, shape, or form. But my God, if I see bullshit, do I want to call it out? And I am allowed to think certain things are stupid and insane. Alright, jump me right back into the mission. So I'm just gonna invite you into the mission. Yeah.
Oh, I'm coming
All
in already.
systems nominal.
This bounty is only
Doing
payable
that
if we
compelling
bring the
thing.
entire group to justice. So you will have to search the area and ensure that everyone on our list is found and dealt with before we can pack it in.
Oh no, I'm in the Raven.
Oh no. I think you'll live.
I mean, it's a pretty decent setup, yeah.
A is better than.
But I don't. My problem is that I have jump jets in the javelin.
Oh my gosh, you have to deal with not having jump jets.
Well,
So sad.
it was sad because I picked up the salvage after jumping over there, and we were gonna get an ultra auto cannon 20. And
You know what? It's okay, because that means I have to keep you a little bit closer to me. And you can't run off.
Target destroyed.
Even though you're gonna try to. With that
I'm already
ECM,
far.
you're gonna run off and not stick around your unit who's gonna get caught out by not having ECM around them.
Oh, I'm scrambling the turret so I don't see you coming.
I'm scrambling the turret sensors on my approach, so the turret will see me as I approach, and then I will disappear and reappear in their physical presence like a
you're a
mythical ghost.
Yeah,
I can't even reach down there.
I know. It's almost like it's a sheer drop.
Druid, you would play a Capellan in one of my games, and you would be a Capellan that would try and reason with me.
Only for fun. But yes, I probably would.
You'd be
If I
like,
was
no, 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 no,
forced to play it.
I am right. It's like, no, 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 the state is better at doing these things. It's just, the state is also not the greatest at everything, but we will find a way. That would be like your argument to me. And I wouldn't be able to argue against you and being wrong. I would just more say that, like, but you did more harm than good in the process. But we learned.
Target destroyed.
But you did
Well, I
more
was gonna
harm
say,
than good
that-
in the process. That's okay.
Well,
We're
I
willing.
would-
That those were lives we were willing to sacrifice. It's
Well, I
like,
would have just told you, it's like, hey, at least we tried.
your excuse to me would have been, more than likely, it would have been some like convoluted way of saying the Farquaad quote of, "Some of you may die, but those are
That is a
sacrifices
sacrifice I am
willing to make." And it's like, well, yeah, the state is willing to sacrifice your life. It's like, you know, that's all in the pursuit of good, or perceived good.
Nah, I'm not trying to become Hal here. That looks like a Centurion.
Readings on all of
That is a Wasp 1A.
That is a
And
Centurion.
a Centurion AH. And there it goes. So I know what mech it is now. That's the problem.
Oh,
It's
is it?
it's the AH mech for some reason.
that's a standard mech though.
I know. So it's something that modifies the default library in such a way that it fucks up the game. So he's not fixed this in any way, shape, or form that this is playable.
So we just have to disable.
Here's the
T2s
thing.
again.
Hey there, Mage. How you doing? It is a wonderful crash. Here's the thing. It worked in single player, and it functions perfectly there. I think the AI mod just does not do well with more than one person. Oh, hello. Would you like to join us to come speak with the rest of us? Yeah, if you'd like, Mr. Mage.
Sup?
Sup? How you doing?
Just hanging out, having a good time,
Oh yeah, so are we.
observing the beautiful mess that is happening.
We are going through and doing an active playtest of our mods. And we
Oh,
are
boy.
discovering that sadly one of those mods, even though it got an update, still does not work.
So
Yep.
do we want to disable TT rules
I'm gonna
AI mod 2?
yeah, I'm just gonna go ahead and
Also-
disable.
Oh,
And
that's one of the essential mods too.
it's a really good mod. It works for single player. It does not want to work on multiplayer.
There's something
to
in
be
my mod
fair-
list that still doesn't work in single player. I haven't gone through and weeded them all out yet, but
We've been keeping up with it week by week, so we've been able to get a list that works at the very least. It's just a handful of things that we try out every so often. Finding an AI mod is the biggest thing, but we play with enough people now that we don't have to worry about it usually.
yeah.
We've got at least three people
I am
always.
reinstalling the game. At some point, I'll. It's one of those things you kind of just every time there's a new DLC drop, you kind of just have to wait a few months for the modders to catch up.
They caught up within a week.
Yeah.
They were pretty fast.
They were really
not the modders
fast.
I need.
At
Not
least
the modders I need.
At least the ones that you wanted necessarily. But feel free to check out our list and see what you like out of it, because it may have a lot of the stuff you already want.
Yeah, I've seen the mods that Spacer runs. He likes to have his special turrets. I noticed.
The special turrets.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he has a thing for like massively buffing the damage the turrets do. Which wouldn't be such a big deal, except that the game spams turrets at you so hardcore all the time.
Oh yeah.
Well,
Although
see,
Coyote Missions rebalances that.
That's yeah, but not only that, but he hasn't figured out that the buff to turrets in the game that attack you also buffs the damage of the turrets in Stronghold missions, which is why in his game when we play it, it seems a whole lot easier to do the Stronghold defense missions. It's because his turrets have so much more health.
Yeah, they are
Yeah.
significantly stronger. But
His
that's
red-
also the way you
They're
play with
probably the
fire.
strongest- Yeah, like that's the strongest turrets I've seen in MechWarrior as a whole. Like even the stuff in MechWarrior 4 wasn't anywhere near as tough.
Yeah. And we have all the Mech Assault and MW4 stuff loaded in as well. I finally broke down and installed the HUD, and I really like that HUD.
Mm-hmm.
I have one
Where's
complaint.
your mod list at?
If you take a look in all things Battletech, pinned underneath is a thread for the mod list.
Okay. Oh boy, it's
And
Nexus.
that'll,
Alright.
that'll
It is a Nexus Vortex list. That's how we've been
Okay.
keeping up with it.
Do I even still have Vortex installed? I have to check on that.
The handful of notes on it are that
I do have Vortex installed. Ooh boy.
yeah, it's a one-stop shop. You just click it and it goes.
Alright,
oh yeah,
give me a
they,
second to
they-
boot it
they
up here.
find-
The warning
find it
about it
for
is
Mechwarrior
that TT Rules AIM Mod 2 it was added back into the list. It works for single player. It does not work for multiplayer, and I'm gonna edit that right now on live. You get to on stream.
Alright,
I will
I'll
edit.
hold off on I'll hold off on installing that mod list until you update it.
I'm just gonna put a note there that it just doesn't work for multiplayer, but it does work for single player.
Okay, so just like disable it in the menu.
Yeah, just disable in menu.
Yeah, basically.
Alright, cool.
But yeah, you don't have to have any Steam mods now for MechWarrior 5 since Vortex now has the Mechwarrior 5 compatibility mod.
So
See, this is the slight issue is that I've modded the game heavily through the Steam Workshop, so there's
a
lot
majority of the
just in
ones that you
there.
probably have will work with everything on Nexus.
Yeah, because they're client side.
I'll have to like go in and because I know like even the client side ones will break your game, and they're the ones that tend to not get updated as well. So little things like
that's
yes,
one
you
thing.
want a different character portrait or a different icon for your merc company, that type of thing.
That's why we picked up the portrait stuff and the expanded logos. So it gives us like, I could add even more logos if I really wanted to, but there's something like 6,000 that you could choose from.
And
Nice.
because of the way that it loads the game, it only matters for the person who's inviting everyone else.
Right.
So even if you don't have it, but you're coming into my game, the portraits will be there for me, and it'll just be a white square for you.
So here's a
won't
good one.
crash.
Did you guys sell out and buy the new DLC?
I did not.
I didn't necessarily. I received the DLC for free.
Necessarily. Oh, that's right. You have an in now.
And this was not from the inn. This was not from the inn at all. I just got handed a copy of the DLC when it came out from my Steam account. I do not know who gave it to me.
Oh, well, that's weird.
Because I know I didn't buy it. So
Interesting.
I don't know who decided to do it. I don't remember who did it. And when I
people
looked
trying
back
to do
through,
that to me for Rise of Rosselhog, and I was like, please stop.
it is somebody I know at the very least, but they did not attach their name to it.
Interesting.
They hit that anonymous button.
They
Probably
anonymously donated me Gambit, and apparently they also anonymously donated me Rosselhag originally too, and that is how I received both of the DLCs. I do not know who this person is, but they have done this for me.
We're going to call
Well, I
them
know that,
Steve from now on. Thank you,
So
Steve.
thank you, Steve, anonymous Steve out there, who decides to allow me to continue down this rabbit hole of picking criticisms at Piranha constantly and telling them that they are so worthless when it comes to design, and that their practice is pitiful and sad, and that they can do better if they just realize that they could do better.
But they won't.
Like,
Do you believe people are actually excited for the Clans game? It's like, you do realize it's going to be the scripted missions everyone hates from Mechwarrior 5, just more.
and they're not good missions in any way,
No,
shape,
of
or
course they're
form.
not. They never have been. They can't make good missions. They suck.
Like, the scripted mission process, it does not fit with the ideal of Battletech, because in Battletech the missions are not scripted. The outcome of a Battletech encounter is chaotic, it's messy, it's a little random, and it plays off of itself. Things just fucking happen. It is a war game. Who in their right mind at Piranha thought it was a good idea to go to a bunch of mech heads and customizers and say, hey, we're gonna give you the most stripped down version of a mech lab you have ever seen for a game that has been in circulation longer than most of these people getting into the hobby now have been alive. Like, you gotta be kidding me. I've been a mecha head for a long time. I've loved Gundam, I've loved Battletech, I've loved all kinds of different mecha I've been able to get my hands on in terms of anime, in terms of pop culture, in terms of war games. I like mecha shit. I like sci-fi. I'm a big space guy. You can't come to me and say, I don't get to customize my mech and make the finer details of how that machine runs the part of the game, and sell me on the idea of your bullshit stories that I don't give a fuck about because the writing was better from the people who wrote it originally. You just don't have that class. Unless you went to Catalyst and said, hey, I need you to write me the story from one of your authors for this game. And they actually worked together. If somebody actually did that, that would be different. Because then I would at least say, well, I can blame the writer then from Catalyst at the very least for poor writing. No, this was your choice, and it's not good. And you can't call yourself a technical studio if you technically didn't do anything. Like, MW5 was better. And I'll have to go back and actually play through it again on a stream just to prove my point about it, but it's not that I don't like MW5. It could have been a good game. It's a foundation for it. It's just that they don't understand what people are looking for in the game.
Right. It's just... That's part of the problem, is that they try and fail to make you care about this, what's happening around you. And like they did a better job when they redid the opening, I think. It's significantly better because, like, you remember originally, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's just a training mission. You drop in, you do a training mission with your dad, and then the bad guys show up out of nowhere and kill him out of nowhere, and like you don't even know him.
Yeah, like, just because you tell me he's my dad, I don't have to care about it.
Right, and they re-upped it into something a bit, because you go through the training mission, and then it's actually showing you two operating together. You get a better sense of, what their relationship is.
Oh, they learned that you have to give context to tell a story?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh! Welcome to English 101.
Yeah, it's still nowhere near enough. That's really the problem.
In particular, I would always say, and this is the same reason why I want to bring a bunch of people into the writer's room to talk about this stuff, especially when it comes to creating books and fan novels and other things like that, and caring about the settings that you're writing in, because there is a difference between an adaptation and writing in a setting and writing something wholly unique. It is one thing to say that I'm going to write a Battletech story. It is another thing to say is I'm going to write something that is Battletech adjacent.
Right.
I have gotten a great insight now into that idea, at the very least. What is a good Battletech writing? Which is something that is very technically based, very, very much at the heart of it is based around how do I sell a political fantasy to somebody, and how do I justify the means to the ends? Of the status quo is always the same. Because
so much of this you have to download from the website shit. That's really annoying.
Unfortunately, that's just kind of how Nexus works.
Fuck Nexus.
But once
and then it sends me to Vortex anyway. Like fucking.
So the way they have it designed, basically, is that its native environment allows it to be the manager for Vortex. You only have to visit the website once for the mod, and then you can close it.
Okay.
It's their way of saving on server space.
It's their way of being bitches, what it is. Bunch of bitches.
Hey, I mean, if we want to go down to the intricacies of game design and server performance and how things could have been better on, like...
If we want to go down the rabbit hole of how to manage your mod website, Nexus is not...
Nexus is not an ideal
of how to do things correctly. Let's be real.
I would say that Steam is superior. Steam Workshop is superior. Lore what?
Sorry, that's just... one of the mod creators here is called Lord Wedgie, and that's amazing.
I know, right?
That is fantastic. I approve.
It's a great mod list. Yeah, we've got a ton of stuff on there. SOS 101 Mayhem, Bobbert, Coyote Kins, Magnum Force GB, Joan, Mace 24 D'Alt, Sketch 5000, Boxer Taxi, Grizz Dirt.
The classic mechs. That's cool, because like the Steam Workshop version of the classic Marauder, I never got to work.
Oh yeah, this one
I'd
will
install it and everything, like the other ones would. Like the Clan Mech mods would work, but like I'd go and get a Marauder and it would just be a Mechwarrior 5 Marauder.
Yeah, so in particular for those, they do show up as separate types, by the way. There's the regular Marauder that you will be able to find, and then there's going to be ones that say classics.
Oh,
Yes,
that's
Marauder
great.
Classic.
It should just replace the Marauder outright, because like it's bad.
They do
no,
that
because
specifically because the models are different.
Yes.
It is the only way it can
classic
replace
Marauder.
a new model.
The classic Marauder looks like it looks like an old Warhammer 40k knight. The arms are just so like wired thin. The legs are wired thin. That they're not.
It looks
floppy.
like a classic Marauder straight out of like a page out of the book.
Yeah.
Oh my god, so many of these.
Yep.
How many? Dare I ask how many of these?
Would you like to hear the number?
Yes, actually, I'm
45.
curious. God damn.
That's
a lot
not
of
even
mods.
that's not even the most we've had.
Our highest count was 96.
How in the fuck does the game even run after you do that much to it?
Not well.
Not very well at 90.
I
Well,
can
actually, all
imagine.
right. So to be fair, 96. The 96 mods we were running was just before the release of DLC 2,
All right.
and so you could run that many mods at that point, because the game had been out long enough that people could
It's only
figured it out,
just now getting to yet another mech lab.
which is the largest piece.
Right. Well, it's obviously the most important one.
Yeah. But yeah, now you
Oh,
get
and
access
to
to
be
the classic Stormcrow and a whole bunch of others. Stone Rhino.
Their art to the modders. A lot of those 90-something mods got consolidated.
Yes, and that is another point to that, is that like Yamal in specific, shout out to Bobbert the Modder, and the people all the people who work on Yet Another, in that same like headspace. You guys are the ones who went from taking what was 96 mods spread out across all of Yamal and putting it all into Yamal. You guys did an amazing job on that one.
Really, the modders are the people who deserve any credit for anything good in Mechwarrior 5.
Yeah,
Let's be real.
Bethesda game.
that
Like a Bethesda game.
Right, exactly. Yeah. Everything that's good about Mechwarrior 5 has come from the community.
And here's the thing,
that's a cool thing about
we
it.
as Battletech players need to treat Piranha like our Bethesda, and we need to stop indulging them in their nonsense. We need to be very clear in what we want out of our game, and we need to be very clear as a fandom that we can get around the same idea and not
Well,
be
I think
divided on these issues.
What we have to communicate, because Piranha takes it as a point of pride that they are so open to the modding community. What we need to get across to them is that we don't want to have to mod our games for them to be fun. We want to just have the good stuff in there at launch. What we're modding in is what we had hoped the game would just have in it.
Yeah, and that's we gotta not give them the excuse for this too. We have to say to them that like, no. It's either you work with us and we create a revolving door where the modders of the community enter into your game cycle to help build you a better game, and you actually work with that. And they may have gotten that picture finally, at least with the clan stuff. I know that some of the people from Yamal were working on it, and some of the people from Merktech are working with them on it. They have actually started working for the company. They're working for Piranha. That is what I've heard so far.
Well, that would be a good thing, because the MechWarrior 5 Mech Lab... I mean, fuck, the first thing everyone does when they install MechWarrior 5 is they immediately go and put in YAML, because it's
Or
essential.
MertTech. One of the two.
Right, exactly. You need... Because the basic Mech Lab is so bad. Like, even MechWarrior Online had a better Mech Lab.
And it's
Well,
like,
that's because
Piranha, that's your
MechWarrior
own
Online-
game. You know better
Right.
than this.
Exactly. Like, you guys made a better Mech Lab last time.
And this
Well,
is
that's
this
because
is something
they-
I also understand executives at a company don't know how to learn unless they do that kind of dumb shit like this.
Right.
I understand that part,
look
but
at
it should not be
MechWarrior-
acceptable.
Right. Well, you look at MechWarrior Online, and it's very clearly built for people who like min-maxing and getting every last detail out of their mech. Like, that's your core audience.
Hmm.
So that's who MechWarrior Online is made for. Now, it's still not made very well, and it's a piece of shit game that sucks, but you can tell that it at least is made with the target audience in mind. MechWarrior 5 is made for the same exact audience. So
Yeah.
why would you fuck it up?
Like, what
Because
were
they
you
wanted to
aiming
make
at?
They were going for the nostalgia for the people who played MechWarrior 4 Mercenaries. You couldn't customize like you can in Yamal and MechWarrior 4, so why would they
No,
put it
but
in
you could customize a hell of a lot more than you can in MechWarrior 5's basic vanilla Mech Lab.
Yeah, it's just
There was a lot more
so
freedom. Like,
stripped down.
yeah,
It
like
felt
that
like I
Mech
was
Lab-
playing Armored Core without an Armored Core.
Yeah, so like there's tons of like it's the frustrating thing about it is that you look at a game like MechWarrior 4 and like at first glance it's a very basic stripped back Mech Lab. You know, you're not controlling where your heat sinks go and where your ammo goes and all that kind of stuff. But at the same time, like there's still a great amount of detail you can put into that. And it's still more control over how your mech works and functions than what they originally gave you.
I mean,
Yeah.
I mean, for
I don't
help-
know about that.
I can't even dude, at this point I can't even remember what the basic Mech Lab looked like because I've been playing with YAML for so
Go
fucking
play long.
I haven't used the
So-
vanilla Mech Lab, I don't think, since before DLC 1.
So to tell you the truth, because I played MechWarrior 4 Mercenaries recently, and I played with the MechWarrior 5 Mercenaries default layout whenever the DLC dropped, because I didn't have the DLC. Honestly, the MechWarrior 4 and MechWarrior 5 mech labs are not that dissimilar. You still have the slots, or your hard points are very specific and size oriented. Although in MechWarrior 4, if you had like, let's say a large or a big like 3-slot laser or energy component or hard point, you could put 3 medium lasers in there. In MechWarrior 5, if you have a large energy slot, which is only 2, and if you put a medium laser in there, you can only put 1 medium laser in.
Right, because it takes up the large slot
Whole
by
hard
itself.
point.
Yeah.
But in neither games could you tweak your engine. Neither game could you swap out. Well, you could for Endo Steel in MechWarrior 5. You couldn't do that in MechWarrior 4. There was just mechs that came with Endo Steel, or you could switch out. Like,
I
the
mean,
armor
that's how it works in tabletop. Like, your mech either has it or it doesn't. Because in order to get it to Endo Steel, you have to basically build a whole new mech.
Yeah.
So, yeah, installing Endo Steel isn't something you do with a mech. You essentially replace it with a new mech that is made from Endo Steel. But yeah,
Also,
MechWarrior 4 Mercenaries is my favorite MechWarrior game of all time. I have clocked so many hours on that game, and I've always felt that it has the best balance between what it allows you to do creatively, while also not letting you put machine guns in your feet.
It has a
Which is
bound
what
set of
MechWarrior
rules,
2
and
would
it
let you
follows
do.
it.
Right. MechWarrior 2 would let you put lasers in your legs. like just ridiculous stuff that like has no bit. If there's a hard point there, you can put literally anything there, which is also how basic tabletop works.
Yeah.
For me in particular, it's also the fact that like I was interested in the idea of a MechWarrior game that was actually an RPG, and I still haven't seen that from anybody.
No, nobody has actually made that. Yeah.
Because nobody's willing to go through the writing process of actually trying to make a MechWarrior RPG.
Well, in order to make that kind of game, it requires so much. Like making an RPG, especially one that's supposed to span across like something as complicated as the Inner Sphere.
Yeah.
That
over
is an
multiple
undertaking
years
that we don't even see from AAA studios. No, that's like you're talking like a decade, maybe more development time to get you a game like that. And that's just for the basic systems. And then you want the MechWarrior actual game on top of that. It's a crazy amount of work. I would love to see that game. I don't think it's ever coming.
I think the best way to start the idea behind it is to do a text-based game. Do like a Telltale Games kind of thing.
Wait, have y'all done the rogue tech for the Battletech 2018?
No, because I like my computer to actually function.
I play Rogue Tech. I have participated in the Rogue Tech servers multiplayer. I fight for the Taurians, so I have some experience on it.
So, how do you like the RPG elements they put in Rogue Tech?
I think that as a tabletop game where you're making RPG decisions based off of your tactical play is a good way to represent an RPG. An isometric RPG like that is a great way of doing it, especially since you're basically playing tabletop at that point. You're LARPing in mechs on tabletop minis. That's perfectly
Honestly,
fine to me.
Yeah, honestly, the biggest disappointment of BattleTech 2018 for me, apart from the part where I think the
permanent memory link
of it, well, there's the memory leak. That's a problem because it's made in Unity, and Unity is a piece of shit game engine. But the other thing is,
you know what's hilarious? Everybody called us
from
insane when we said that. And now looking at Unity.
Like apart from the strategy aspect of it being kind of borked and not working properly a lot of the time, and the balancing being completely fucked. Outside of that, my biggest disappointment was that they had you create your character at the start, and they give you the impression, oh, like this is an actual RPG, like these decisions are going to matter. Nope.
They mean nothing.
Nope, they mean absolutely nothing. Like, I picked a Steiner background. It was like, oh yes, this will be interesting. I can use this in conversation. It comes up once, and your character says, I don't care about the Lyran Commonwealth
here's the
anymore. And so I left that all behind me, and that's all you're allowed to say about your background is that you don't care about it.
If they had cared enough to go the route of like what FromSoft would do in terms of like writing out dialogues and making sure that they were coherent, then maybe it would be interesting to go that direction and like give you those kinds of choices. It would have been more interesting if there were actual endings to the game that were different.
Yeah, well, it goes the Bethesda route of dialogue where it gives you different choices to make, but
they're all the same choice.
Yeah, it always leads you to the same conclusion. There's no decisions to make.
It's
and then it's
an RPG without the RPG.
When they pop up those little random events, and you get to pick which thing to do, it doesn't matter which one you pick. The result is randomized.
Yeah.
So, like, I've had the same event pop up multiple times, and I was like, oh yes, I remember this one. If you pick this one, you get the good result. No, it's random.
Yeah,
there's a good and a bad result for every single choice that you pick, and whether or not it's good is completely up to a roll of the dice. So there's no point in actually making a choice. Now I just click on whichever one my mouse cursor hits first because it doesn't matter.
It doesn't mean a thing.
They've kind of fixed that with Rogue Tech.
Yeah, unfortunately, what they haven't fixed with Rogue Tech is being able to run the game. So,
Well, yeah.
I will
don't
say
bother with it.
I will say that Rogue Tech is a game that is unfriendly to systems, but that is because it is modded and made by people who can afford those kinds of PCs.
Well, the other thing is that with Rogue Tech, I take a look through a lot of the things that it's changed, and while it's done a lot of things that I like, there's also a lot of other things where I'm like, I'd rather the game didn't have that, but it's it's a whole package deal, so you're getting everything whether you like it or not.
3062 mod is actually pretty good though.
Do I want to get all this stuff that I don't like, or do I want to just do it? Is that worth the good stuff or not? So ultimately, I just kind of shrug and say, yeah, I guess I don't really like 2018 BattleTech, and then call that good.
I would say that it is a remarkably better game for the BattleTech community. It is not a good game as of yet. They have not nailed a good game. And I won't give them any hindsights on this afterwards of like the mistakes they made because they haven't been fixed.
Right.
It's the same way that I treat with MW5. You haven't fixed shit in this game. You abandoned it essentially.
With BattleTech 2018, it's just it's a Paradox game. Like, it's made by Harebrained Schemes, but published by Paradox. There's a lot of things that come with that.
Yeah.
And they're just not the right team for it. Never mind the woke shit that they throw in here and there and everywhere. So like, just even putting that aside, honest to God, the stuff that they wrote for that game is
subpar.
Just it's not good. It's written by people who have a wiki level understanding of BattleTech lore.
And it's for some reason game companies seem to think that it's okay to not hire real writers anymore. That it's not worth the money to invest in the storylines that they make coming from the IPs that they want to be accurate.
Well, that's the problem, is that writing in the professional space is unionized. And so hiring writers comes with tons of strings attached. You're not allowed to just hire a writer for your game and have your game be written. You have to hire a writing team. And
it's so ridiculous.
One of the big things that's come out of the Hollywood writers thing is that they've increased the number of people minimum that are to be on these writing teams. So hiring writers for your game is actually really fucking difficult and usually gets you even worse results. This is why I don't understand these companies and why they just don't hire freelancers to do the writing. Because you would why do you care about the Writers Guild? Freelance writers are a risk, is the thing, and a lot of time, So it's
compare that to the risk level
field
that everybody else has taken in every other industry with using the Writers Guild at this point, and how much garbage they've generated, and how much money they've lost. Why, as an executive, would you ever make a decision?
Well, hang on. If you are an executive, you take a look at all of that and you see how things have been done for ages, and you look at the graph and like, oh, there is a dip, something is going on. However, you also look at past results where people hire freelance work, and in older days, you hire a freelance writer, you typically get crap. And so that they have they don't look at how things are going right now and see the writing on the wall. They look at established patterns. That's how they're taught to think.
I understand that.
I went to school for business, so like that's how they're looking at the situation. You have to see it from their perspective. And yeah, it does mean that there's a lot of problems, and they will eventually start to figure this stuff out, but it will take time because the only thing they understand is long-term data. And this is still a fairly new phenomenon.
It is a fairly new phenomenon, but at least to the shakers and movers when it comes to business, need to update their systems for sure, or a little bit, in terms of
and
the economic portfolio.
And they will come around, because eventually the numbers will pile up enough that they'll start to see...
There'll be too many bodies in the streets.
what's
for them
what's
to care.
what's obvious to us now will eventually come around. But like I said, all they care about is long-term data, and we just haven't had this going on for long enough yet.
This is part
Because
of the
data
reason
we have
why
now is competing with like almost a century's worth of prior information that they're operating off of.
Well, it's a century's worth of bad decisions.
Well, it wasn't always this bad, is the thing, because you know the old ways, you know, you got a lot of really good stuff out of that. I mean, the success that they had in stuff like the 1980s, in terms of like how things were written, you know, that was using this old method. They haven't changed it since then. The world has changed since then. That's what they haven't realized, but they keep bashing their heads against it like this has worked before, why isn't it working now? And like I said, that will eventually start to change.
Well, that also proffers the same idea that artistry has to take its business elsewhere first and develop new systems and new ways of communicating its business.
Artistry needs to prove itself profitable outside the mainstream before it will ever succeed in the mainstream. So because
and that's where Battletech would do so freaking well if they would just let themselves go back to what they've always been doing since the beginning of when Catalyst ended up picking up Battletech, which is that they took the writers who knew the material, who had already been writing in the same circular space, and said to them, hey, we want to keep you guys going. Write us more books. And just kept going.
Right, instead of letting the product... Well, the thing is, how Catalyst has handled the Battletech franchise is kind of like what you described. They brought back a lot of the guys who had worked on it previously and said, okay, the franchise is a mess, we need you guys to fix it. And I think this is a problem with Battletech's writers more than it is a problem with Catalyst, because they took a look at the whole thing and said, okay, we have refused to retcon or anything like that. So how do we take this broken universe that doesn't work and try and make something workable out of it? The short answer is you can't. From a writing perspective, from a storytelling perspective, you can't fix this shit. It is broken beyond repair. So they're trying to put things back together that shouldn't be put back together. It just doesn't fit, doesn't work.
It needs to leave some stuff behind.
Yes.
It needs to basically go through another succession war.
It needs a reset. And what it needs is for people to say, okay, the Jihad didn't happen. The Dark Age didn't happen. And then just start back off where they were going to do Jihad, and then don't do Jihad. Because Jihad was a mess and it fucked everything up. The Jihad itself was a retcon. We didn't have Jihad initially. We had Dark Age. Went straight into Dark Age. And people are like, whoa, what the fuck's going on? Where is everything? What's going on? Where'd all the mercenary companies go? Where did all the factions go? Why are we suddenly doing all this shit? They wrote Jihad as an explanation after the fact in order to show how the story got from Fedcom Civil War to Dark Age. So Jihad doesn't actually follow in sequential order. You could just as easily say it didn't happen, and Dark Age was a mistake, because that was all handled by WizKids.
It's like, it's not even your property. You're allowed to go whatever direction you want to go. You don't have to keep their stuff.
Right, exactly. Well, I don't know why they looked at the stuff that WizKids did and decided to keep that. There's very little nostalgia for it in the Battletech community. People, generally speaking, really fucking hate the Dark Age. Some people think Jihad is cool. Those people are wrong. But it does have its fans. Dark Age doesn't have fans. There's like a handful of people somewhere who like who actually enjoy Dark Age. And they're typically people who've never actually experienced other parts of Battletech, or like that was their introduction point, and they have nostalgia for it, that type of thing. Like, you can just get rid of Dark Age and pretend it never happened, and then the fans can play their little clicky tech game. And,
well, the thing is they've decided to go to Ilclan.
And so they went for Ilclan instead, and Ilclan is just as bad because you're taking a broken setting that doesn't work anymore and you're trying to make it function.
Yeah, you're trying to shoehorn it in some way, shape, or form. I think the real choice at that point is to just far-flung the future. Throw away the past, far-flung the future, hard reset.
You could do that. I think it would be better to go back to where things were still working.
I think
just say,
I think the particular problem with that is the choice of the matter of every company wants to archive their shit. So they basically tell you that, sorry, we can't go back. It exists, we own it, so we need to keep it. Because no company wants to lose assets. And they feel it's too much of an asset to lose because it potentially could be used for something else if somebody comes up with a good enough idea.
You can still non-canonize it.
And that's the thing. Like, you could do what good media managers would actually do, which is you would apocryphy it. You would just decanonize something and go a different direction. It's the same way that Star Wars handled its stuff. It's the same way Star Trek handled stuff.
They don't even do that. Like the writers outright admitted that the book Far Country was a mistake and something that they wrote back before they had a good grasp on what they wanted the setting to be. But they refused to say that it's not canon. All they did was say, yes, this happened and it is canon and there are aliens out there, but they're so far away and this is such an unlikely thing that it will never happen again. Like they couldn't even bring themselves to decanonize the thing that they admitted was an outright mistake. And it comes from this dogged dedication to having it be one continuous thing.
That honestly is not a writer's thing, it's a company thing.
Well, some of it may be that, but even before it was a company thing, it's been a writer's thing.
It partially was.
But
that was also because they just kept writing and writing and writing. And they just didn't want to shut up about what they were doing, and so they just let it go.
Yeah, so they don't like the idea of going back and fixing mistakes. They just kind of shrug and try and make it work anyway. And that works up to a point, but when you thoroughly fuck everything up, eventually you have to realize, we gotta go back. We've gone too far.
And it's one of those things also that, like, the criticism we give to it is because we enjoy it that much.
Right.
And that's part of the thing of what makes a fan, and something that anybody who ever listens out there, especially if you are working on a project of some kind, you need to understand that some people are going to like your shit and they're going to yell at you about it because they like your shit.
Right.
And they want to see certain things out of it because this is how they idealize it. This is how they see it. There will be camps and groups of people who identify in a certain way to a certain position. Those are fan bases. This is how you break down the statistics and catalogs of those people. People will care. And those are your audience. And you need to be able to do well with your audience. If you lose the plot at some point, you need to reflect back and change something. If you can't bring yourself to do it, you won't have an audience anymore. Because they will move on to somebody else. And it's the same reason why I'm working on the book that I'm working on, is because I like Battletech enough to write a story that has some meaning to people, to dig in between the lines of the succession wars to show that there is more to the state of being that ramps up to what we've experienced in Battletech so far, that we can still explore, that is still very powerful and very meaningful, even if it doesn't have all the fancy clan shit, even if it doesn't have all the fancy Ilkon shit. There are so many more stories to tell in the humanized events of the succession wars, the story of the SLDF, and the birth of the Inner Sphere, and that there's so much more that you could bring to the table if you just gave it a chance.
Exactly. And like that's really the thing, because it all comes from a place of love. with Battletech, and I just kind of wish that they showed as much care for it sometimes as the fans do, especially over at Catalyst. At some point, you have to realize that what you're doing is just making people more pissed off than it's helping.
It's not a good company strategy. It's not a good company strategy because eventually diehard fans are going to figure out a way to take that company away from you. Because we will put together the money to take it away from you if you do bad enough. Because you won't have any money left from us, the people who care about it.
I think that's a bit of a pipe dream. I'd love to see something like that happen, but I don't think there's a lot of precedent for that.
Plenty of IPs have gone into the dirt so far that people have been able to buy them privately. That's not an unheard of thing.
Have been able to, but people don't typically buy it and then relaunch it. There's plenty of properties
to be fair,
typically what will happen is that it gets run into the ground and everyone leaves, and then by the time the company is done with it, nobody likes it anymore, and so nobody bothers trying to privatize it
in any way, shape, or form.
Battletech, however, the brand is so tainted at that point, that if you did relaunch it, everyone's like, "Oh yeah, that's that thing that sucks," and then they won't go near it.
Well, in particular, we can put this against some other IPs that have probably gone into the dirt for this reason. A lot of stuff that Netflix did with its early live action series for animations definitely were like the death nail for a number of them, and were basically sacrificed at the altar until Oda came along and told Netflix that he has to actually run his own show because he's like, I'm not letting you mess with my IP, and showed everybody what it can be to do a live adaptation for a Western audience. It's like, oh, we can make entertaining stuff for Americans.
I would hesitate to call the live action adaptation of that particularly entertaining.
It is entertaining enough that it was successful for Netflix in a way that they haven't had any time before this.
It is by far the best of the adaptations that they've done so far. However, keep in mind that is an incredibly low bar, because we have our other adaptations are things like Ghost in the Shell, which wasn't Netflix, but like Ghost in the Shell. But then you've got Cowboy Bebop with lines like you've never known true power until you've tasted the testicles of a man that's wronged you. Actual line from that show.
I know.
Like the bar is not high here.
And it didn't need to be. That's my point. It's like the bar has been set so low in expectations in terms of like people understanding that they can make a better production, and that other people understanding they can make a better production than what these jokers are putting out there, no matter how many millions of dollars they're dumping into it.
Yeah, and I don't disagree.
Hold on. I feel that I have to say something here.
Go ahead.
And that is the fact that I think a lot of people have been spoiled on what we have now, that they don't remember what we used to have. Because people will go ahead and they'll say, "Oh, well, we got this or that, and it wasn't a really good, faithful reconstruction of the series." When you have a stark contrast of, like, let's say, the Super Mario Brothers movie.
Yeah, it's another great example.
We're not getting like the best, but it's getting better than what we had.
And the Sonic people, the people who did Sonic as well.
Yeah, that was pretty okay.
Like, again,
the best.
There are mediocre representations who have learned their lesson and done something different finally, and decided to put something out there that's actually honest with their work.
I'm not saying that they're not improving.
It's far and few between.
I think it's a bit too early to start saying that we've had success in this particular area, because you can do it even better. In fact, it probably wouldn't be all that hard to do it even better. So I'm hesitant to hold up.
But that is also my
One
point
Piece
of why
adaptation as an example of how to do it correctly, because it's not. It's an example of how
Better,
to
not correctly.
suck at it.
it was.
Well,
It
to be
was
fair, Hollywood and other studios are becoming risk adverse. That's why we don't see any innovation in stories and new stuff. They
Yeah, well,
basically
there's-
just
yeah.
rehash and reserve the leftovers that they've gotten from, I hate saying it, from giants. You know what I'm saying? Compared to how they are now.
And there's a good reason for that. It's because production is so much more expensive than it used to be. Entertainment is a huge investment, like it never was. But like it was never cheap. But
part of the problem is that there is a
millions, tens of
cabal
millions of dollars.
of entertainers in Hollywood who hold a whole bunch of money together and act like a bunch of weirdo freaks and try to tell you what to think. And we only listen to them because they make millions of dollars by passing each other money in their little circle jerk of a union.
Well, there's that. There's also the ESG things as well, which is another thing. Like, if you want to fund a movie that is that expensive, then you're gonna want that quick payout with the ESG money, and that means you're going to insert a bunch of shit into your entertainment that doesn't belong there, and it's going to suffer in the long run. But you were able to get it out the door, which you might not have been able to do at that kind of budget without that initial payout.
Creating
So-
your own content, though, is easier than ever, and then making a YouTube movie is easier than that. The
Enemy
only
Mine, I think, is a good example
Yeah.
from the 80s of talking about some of that ESG money. Like, you know, there's this clear product placement for Pepsi that's in there. I don't know if any of you guys have seen that movie.
Yeah.
It might be a little old for some of you.
No, I know that one.
I haven't seen it, but I can think of plenty of other examples from that time period with somewhat egregious product placement being thrown in.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
it was Dennis Quaid and Louis Gossett Jr. Basically, it's they're trapped together. Just as a little bit of a sum up to not spoil too much.
Yeah. Well, keep in mind, I also grew up with, even in movies that came out when I was a kid, also had ridiculous product placement in them, though they would tend to be a little more subtle, but sometimes they were just horrific. Because I grew up watching Michael Bay's Transformers movies, and if you know anything about those
Oh,
are
yeah.
loaded with fucking product
Oh, yeah.
placement.
Wait,
It's
let me just say it
he
right.
loved
Michael
his money.
Explosions Bay.
He loved his money. He took a fat
Yeah.
check to the bank, and he did not care.
Michael, I am going to write a sequence of dialogue that explains why it's okay to have a sexy 17-year-old in my film, Bay.
Yeah.
Look, I don't
Oh my
care what
God.
you have to say. I enjoyed his movies simply for the fact that they were stupid and honest.
I just wanted to stop in and say hi. I appreciate all you guys.
Oh
Hey,
yeah,
yeah,
yeah. Thanks for
good to see
stopping
ya.
by,
I
Blackbeard.
have no
You
idea
should
who you
come
are,
play
but I like you.
MW5 with us.
I would, but I got to mail a very expensive headset for my wife, who is basically, we got $1,000 headset for flight, and that thing needs insurance and proper packing. So I gotta roll
yeah.
out.
Probably.
Yeah, I would say so.
All right, later, folks.
Have a good one.
Later, Blackbeard.
Get you around, Blackbeard.
But also, no,
The
because
main thing's
I've been a Transformers fan ever since I was a kid, so I was like super excited. Oh, they're making new Transformers movies. This is so cool. I actually get to see it as it comes out, as opposed to videotapes recorded off of a shitty TV from
Yeah.
the 1990s. And it comes out, and I watch these movies, and they are the worst fucking things I have ever seen in my entire life.
They're so bad. They're such bad movies, but they're so great for being such bad movies.
So, when you say some people are spoiled because they've had better stuff in it, and like the stuff we get now is better than we used to,
We
I
still
grew up
had
on
our
the
junk.
I grew up on the shittiest adaptations you could get. I have.
Well, there,
Here's the other
There.
thing, though. Here's the other thing, and I do want to point this out, is that our shows have declined in quality because we don't have children's entertainment anymore that is speaking any meaning to anybody. We're in a weird zeitgeist where children's entertainment isn't dominating kids' minds anymore. So the particular niche groups that we have now don't mean anything to these kids because most of them can't even read.
Yeah.
True.
Well, that's another thing is children's entertainment. Like, if we want to talk about like TV shows, the purpose of children's entertainment used to be to entertain children. I know, shocking, but
to sell them toys.
Right. Well, exactly. You wanted them to buy the toys, so you made something that was enjoyable, that they liked. They needed to come back and tune in every Saturday morning because that was where you were going to get them the toy commercial. If the toy commercial sucked and they didn't want to watch it, they weren't going to want to buy your toys either. So this is why people love things like Teen Titans. It's why people love things like Transformers. It's why people love Ninja Turtles and He-Man. It's all about selling that product, but they understood that to sell the product, you needed to entertain. But the problem is, we have a wave of entertainment now that is not out to entertain kids, it is out to teach them. And that's the kids don't want to be taught. There is a time and a place to teach kids, and sure you can do all kinds of like.
Well,
you
it's
look at a lot of those old shows, and you get.
It's not understanding
the
idea of telling an anecdotal story. It's like fundamental writing 101 of telling a fairy tale. It's something. Why do we make fantasy? We make fantasy so it's easy to digest certain moral aspects of something, because something that's larger than life is easier to understand than something that is a very gray subject for the most part.
Well, I think part of the problem is that we've felt this need to take every story and make it a parable instead of make it. So, did you guys watch
Make
Arthur
it a
at all growing
derivative.
up?
Yeah.
So you know how Arthur was? It was an entertaining show, but you could always tell within the first few minutes of the episode what the intended lesson was going to be, right?
Yeah.
Arthur was not subtle. It was very much in your face. This is the lesson you're learning today. Sit down and watch. And like a lot of the episodes of Arthur kind of suck to watch because it's uncomfortable. Because you're watching, you know what the lesson's going to be. You've already learned this lesson. You know better.
Do you know it was the better show as an example?
Or to punch your sister, or to set up or to go against your parents' words with your friends and do things you're not supposed to do. And you watch Arthur do it, and you're like, oh no, now everything's gonna fall apart, and I have to sit here and watch it.
Wait, there was an episode where they taught you not to punch your sister.
Yeah, that's where the meme comes from.
Yeah, did you not see the one with Arthur's model kit, where DW breaks his model kit and he fucking lays her out on the pavement?
No.
Oh, dude.
It's great.
The lesson that I took from that episode is that, well, to be fair, I learned all this stuff because I was always at my grandma's house when I was little.
Right.
It was, if you don't want to get beaten up, don't break people's shit.
Right.
Well, that is also another lesson built into that shit.
That's what I told my grandma. I was like, she broke his stuff, and now he's hitting her. And she's like, well, she shouldn't have broke his stuff.
Well, yeah, but like you keep it like that's one aspect of it. But like the way the episode plays out for those who might not remember is it starts off with Arthur building his model kit, and he's trying super hard and to get everything just right. He finally gets it done. DW throws it out the window because she wants it to fly, and it doesn't fly. Of course, it's a model kit, and she breaks it. So Arthur punches her, and the intended lesson is that you're not supposed to lose your temper and hit people, especially your younger siblings, because they don't always understand what they're doing. So the episode continues from that point on, because another thing is don't take dares from your friends because it's stupid. So Binky is essentially dared to go up and give Arthur a taste of his own medicine and punch him for no reason. Just punch him back. So
yeah,
that's when it gets to the moral of the episode, where everyone sits around the family table and talks about what just happened, and Arthur starts talking about how upset he is about the whole thing, and then they just like look at DW and they're like, yeah, like that thing you just did to her, and like that's how those episodes played out. My point is with all of that, that's what basically all of children's entertainment today is.
And
It's those episodes of Arthur.
Yeah, it is, and it's not like people enjoyed it because the lessons were weird in the way they were doing it, because it was so freaking blunt that it was stupid. That's why that show was watched. But it doesn't necessarily make it right or wrong. It's just messaging. It's just really annoying and hard to watch unless you're making fun of it, which a lot of people did because they were just like, this is ridiculous and this isn't well done. However, on the other side, you had stuff like Hey Arnold, which was much more introspective about its choices and what it was actually asking you. Because the exact same situation comes up on a different show in Hey Arnold. And that one is handled completely differently. And, and it takes perspective from everybody.
Because they understand that the way to teach a lesson and have it stick is to entertain first and to teach second. Not forgo teaching entirely, but entertain first. That's how you get someone's attention. It's the difference between sitting through, let's say, just off the top of my head, God, I'm drawing a blank on all my favorite shows, but let's take an episode of Teen Titans that covers a difficult topic, and something that's enjoyable that way. And it's a difference between that and sitting through a Sunday school lesson and hearing a story out of the Bible and having the teacher look at you and say, now what did we learn from this?
Yeah.
And there's value in both of them, obviously, but which one's really going to stick with you better?
It's the same reason why in a creative writing, if you're trying to tell a moral in a story of any kind, especially when you try to tell a fairy tale, and this is written, by the way, if anybody wants to actually look at the writing history on this, look at Grimm's fairy tales from the author's autobiography. He talks about the writing process of writing these fairy tales and what their intended purpose is, which is you need to come up with a moral avenue first to write about, to tell that meaning behind it, and then create a scenario of a fantastical story that represents that moral. That is how you write a fairy tale. It's in the beginning of Grimm's index for his autobiography. These concepts should not be new to anybody. We've known this since, what is that? 1200? 80? So it's 11th or 12th century? We know how to write a fairy tale. We know how to tell morals. We know how to do messaging correctly. What are we doing? Why are we letting these people do this? This is so dumb.
It's sticking in my head, so I'm not gonna be able to move on until I point it out. But the fact that they, in that episode of Arthur, did an equivalency or a false equivalency in my mind that, well, DW got punched because she threw Arthur's model kit out the window because she wanted it to fly, and then he punched her for breaking his shit, is different than walking up to one of your friends and going, dude, you should totally hit him because he hit his sister for no reason other than
I think what they're going for is that neither is deserved.
It's just okay, I guess contextually maybe, but that doesn't outline anything clear. You're just making everybody uncomfortable.
It's a very generic violence is bad type of thing. Don't hit people.
You didn't know what you were asking. It just tells me you didn't know what you were asking in terms of your moral. You were like, violence bad.
Let's remember what we're talking about here. This is Arthur, and it's intended to be watched by 5-year-olds. So maybe something as simple as don't hit people is actually a valuable lesson for a 5-year-old.
Maybe, but if you were messaging it towards 5-year-olds, what made you think they were going to understand that complete messaging in that context?
I don't think that was really what they're. I'm not holding it up as an example of a paragon of great right. I think I was trying to do the exact opposite, actually. But
and that's where that's where the margin of like asking the question comes into play, and you compare it to current shows right now that are playing for anybody, and it's just like,
I'm glad
wow,
you
we
didn't.
can't even do that in the simple form.
Right.
I'm glad you didn't say begs the question.
No, no, no. It does not
I am
beg the
so
question.
tired of. I am so tired of people using that as a thing, especially since most of the time they use it wrong.
It's not asking anything. I'm giving a statement.
Exactly.
Well, I'm presenting an opinion. Again, it's all subjective, but yeah, I agree with you, Nina. In chat, feels like the shows that where you have a message or thrown in your face are so much worse than those that allow the viewer to come to the conclusion themselves through the storytelling of an episode. Yeah, being able to say something through action and not through words. It's an art
Yeah, and you
form.
definitely don't have entertainment today that has you get to your own conclusions. It's all very straightforward, telling you exactly what you should be thinking.
Okay, slight detour. How many fucking times is it going to tell me to download this fucking expanded company logos thing?
It'll do that. It's fine.
It's like, this is like the
downloading
10th time I've told it to download that. Like, yes, I do actually want you to do that.
Oh wait, I don't know. He might have that same problem as
Coyote's mission pack. Yes, I told you to do that before. You can do it.
You might need to double check it's just not downloading previous versions.
Yeah, that was the problem we had with somebody else ending up kind of bricking their computer.
Yeah,
It doesn't
Okay.
happen very often.
Well, it's
but
doing.
if it asks for
Yeah.
you once, just stop it if it asks for you a second time.
Well, if there weren't so many of them, I may actually be able to keep track of what is happening here.
So Nina says, no, because I can guarantee that that's the case due to short-term media like TikTok. Kids aren't remembering the story, so they'll have to spell it out for them, or they lose interest. That is 100% the fault of people who let their kids on TikTok too much. And the younger generation who has been mind-wiped on it.
Right. Like,
Stop looking at short-term video. Go read something. Go do something. Go learn something.
Take an active role in your kid's fucking life and don't let the phone babysit them. It's bad for the young
Stop letting
mind.
the government babysit your kids. Take care of your kids. Stop pretending that schools do anything for you, and go learn something yourself along the way. Be a parent.
You want to know what my parents did? When I was a kid, the internet was around. All right, it was a thing. It wasn't like it is today, sure, but it was still a thing.
Yeah.
YouTube happened when I was still very young, and I had access to it. And TV was everywhere. I could sit down and watch TV as much as I wanted. You know what my parents did? They got me interested in reading books. They got me into books. I didn't have to read books. Most of the kids my age weren't bothering to read books. They thought they were boring. They didn't like them. They didn't have pictures. They didn't have like crazy things going on in front of their faces all the time. You know, people talk about the attention span of kids back when I was young. They got me interested in reading things like that. What that taught me is how to have patience, how to actually expect something out of your entertainment more than just having something shoved in your face. There's a reason why so many people my age are kind of the dominant group of people who simp so hard for Disney Star Wars, because all they need is to have something shoved in their face and they call it good.
Yeah.
And it doesn't matter whether it's actually good or not.
Yeah.
It all they care about is whether or not it's cool and exciting in the moment.
It's and that's the thing, is that that's the kind of entertainment that has been brought forward to entertain our kids, and people are consuming this media and they find it entertaining for some of it, and they find it valueless in other ways. And
I'm giving up on using Nexus to mod Mechwarrior 5 here because it's not working. There's something weird going on with it with Vortex, so I'm just gonna
Well,
I'm just
what
not
is
gonna
it
do
doing
that.
exactly? Because this will help
it's
me
been,
fix
it's
the.
been downloading the mods one after another, and then it'll ask me to go on to the next one in the list, right? That's how I'd expect it to work, and then they're just popping up again and again and again, even though I've already done those.
Okay. So
So I tried
when
I tried skipping them, and then it said it couldn't deploy them, and then it said that it was incomplete, and then I was like, all right, so fuck it, I'm not gonna fucking bother with this shit.
okay, that might be because it's going off the wrong list. Then, what does the number on the listing say? The version?
I
might have given you a
open.
bad link then.
I don't know. I used the one from the pinned comment there.
Okay.
So
I need to
it's
know
not a
if this
bad
link. It is a bad link. It's on version 20, not version 35.
Okay. Yeah, I'll just go through my regular mod list and not enable any of them because sad times.
Yeah.
Yeah, whatever.
It is what it is.
Yeah, I
that
will not be
means-
playing Mechwarrior 5 today.
Unfortunately not.
You guys can totally play, by the way. We've been sitting here chatting this whole time.
I was
And
just having
you
a good
guys,
time
you guys
chatting.
were like,
It turned into like a
"We need to
writer's room
stream
moment.
MechWarrior 5. Yeah, like you guys came here to play MechWarrior 5, then I hop in, and then just everybody.
Oh, we're just doing mod testing for the most part, but
Oh,
that's a
okay.
good thing to know. That link is busted. That's why. So every time I do this, I have to copy a new link into here and repost it.
And we've learned something today.
Yes. That is now the correct link. That is inside the Discord for everybody to get, and anybody out there who actually wants to join the Discord can join.
Until we have a new mecha with our curse.
Yeah, until next week when I update it again, and I will have to refresh that link. I will have to make a bot choice to automatically refresh that link.
At some point, I will do that. I'll keep it around on my hard drive. Maybe at some point, Razor will want to play it. We'll see how that goes.
Yeah. This conversation, every time that it makes me feel like such an old person, like these kids these days, I'm a millennial or something. Yes, Nita, you are not a millennial like I am. Which is a weird thing to say, that I'm part of a generation that's old enough to say that we're a generation.
Right.
It's just like,
I'm
that is
in
an
that
odd
weird-
feeling. I didn't feel like a millennial until now.
Wait a
I'm in that weird kind of middle ground where I'm technically part of Gen Z, but I don't relate to them at all. And I feel a lot closer to millennials because that's how I grew up. But I'm a lot younger than they are.
Yeah, but this is where I always say to everybody, like, the thing is that every generation is going to start being able to connect with the older generation now. At least in terms of millennials are going to start getting along with Gen Z and the Zoomers and all these new kids who are coming out. At least because we've become jaded enough to the point where we're just like, hey, yeah, new generation. We need to get as many of you as possible together to help me fix what's going on here because I am depressed and I hate my life. Help me. These old guys have not died yet. They are immortal liches. I need a heroic army of youth to fight off these immortal evil creatures.
And like, here's the other thing. Like, I realized that I was getting into an older generation when a group of kids came around with a haircut that made me want to just grab them by the throat and toss them into the pavement. You know what I'm talking about? Like the fucking broccoli hair that kids do now? What the fuck, dude? Get a haircut. It's so bad.
You know you've gotten old when you say that. Like that's the immediate point. You're just like, oh, I don't understand a current fashion trend, and it repulses me.
Right. So, but then at the same, I don't think it's just that though, because even when I was younger, I looked at a lot of stuff that kids were doing that were my age, and I was like, that's dumb. That looks stupid. Why are you doing that? Saggy pants. Saggy pants was huge when I was a kid. Wear your
Yeah.
pants down around your fucking knees, and it's like, the fuck? No! Wear a
That started
belt!
being that was also a thing whenever I was in like middle school.
Oh, man.
I think that is
haircuts they
mostly
got
just
into.
because we came from poorer areas.
There's also
Maybe.
the thing, like, I look at people who are older than me, and I'm like, what the fuck are you doing with your hair? What, the man bun, for example. It's like, stop doing that.
Well,
look stupid.
hilariously enough, I am one of those people, except for I don't wear my hair very normally. I wear like a World War II undercut with a really long, basically drape over it. And I just tie it up.
You want to know what I do with my hair? I get a comb in the morning, and I part my hair. As God intended.
Not for me. Not
That
for
is
me.
it.
Hey,
If it takes me more than 1 minute to do in the morning, I am not fucking interested. Simple as.
I am built like a World War II soldier. From like the late 1940s. I'm skinny fit. I'm just like tall.
Right.
So I have this build that lends myself more towards a Norse look because I have a very hairy face and I got a big beard. Just like every good Mechwarrior should.
Yeah, I never got into beards because like I was thinking I was going into like a public into like public safety stuff, and one of the big things you do, I was doing firefighting. You don't wear a beard when you're in the fire service because you can't get your SCBA to seal properly if you do. So I've been clean shaven my entire life, and from what I hear from other people, very baby faced because people always assume that I'm like 15 or 16 years old and I'm 27.
No, it's one of those things where like you feel very baby faced in the sense that you're hanging out with people, you're clean shaven, and if you're clean shaven all the time, you have a kind of glistening glow that comes about you usually.
Yeah.
Just because your skin tends to be oilier.
Yeah.
Because you're constantly cutting the hair follicle.
Problem. I think I just have. Well, I'm somewhat chubby, so I think I just look like a child. It doesn't have anything to do with how reflective my skin.
Well, you
is.
probably never got rid of any of your baby fat then.
I have very no. I did. I went through a very skinny phase. I'm a lot chubbier than I was before. But no, I think I just have one of those faces people look at and they're like, oh yes, you are 12.
Yeah. Well, it also doesn't help that like. I went through extensive training, and well, this harkens back to my other point of like I've been a part of the BSA for a very, very long time. I'm an Eagle Scout.
In, by the way.
Oh, sure. I'm sorry, I did not see a handshake.
He didn't have one, but we should let him in because he's cool and adds stuff to conversations. And
absolutely.
Oh, hello.
Welcome, Delta. How you doing?
I'm doing okay. I just was like, oh hey, I saw that Mage started Mechwarrior 5 and I felt like asking, oh, are you feeling like suffering today? Or
no, so well, I've done some suffering. I tried to get the mod list from Nexus going, and Nexus decided otherwise. So
well, the link was bad. To be fair,
I decided not to do that today. Maybe another time.
Yeah, well, I mean, it is going to take you a while to actually download it, no matter what, because it is still 16 and a half gigs worth
so like
of mods.
These guys can totally play. I'm gonna have like Red Dead Redemption 2 going or something.
okay,
Which I finally got working, by the way.
Sweet.
What?
I may have taken to the high seas to do it, but I did get Red Dead Redemption 2 working.
I mean, you did own it, but then they decided not to let you access it, but you still had all the files, so I mean, it's perfectly fine if... I don't know.
I have to modify that statement. It was working. Uh-oh.
Just like all games.
Oh, it stopped working. Well, shit.
So anyways, we are going to get back to some MW5. I will actually stream it in the Discord, so at least everybody in here can still see it. For anybody who joins us in the Discord, links in the description.
to-
Just to
I
let
do that
everybody
every time,
know,
don't I?
to make sure you know, Delta, we are on stream. Or on my
Okay.
stream. So, welcome to the streaming platform. That's why I put it on a stage.
Sweet.
We're going to Kick into YouTube. Because, you know, Kick is cool, because it shirks in the face of Twitch, who decided to run me over with a bus.
We bring the entire group to justice.
So, I don't have to stay on your platform, Kick.
Everyone on our
I can
list
port
is
everything
found
over.
and dealt with before we can pack it in.
And I mostly just annoy people on Twitter now, because I've just decided to ramble on about reposting memes on main.
Sweet.
How have your deep dives been going on Deep Rock Galactic?
Me or someone else?
That was directed towards you, because I seen you playing Deep Rock
Oh,
Galactic.
Deep Rock. I usually just play it with some of, like, I play it with my dad, my brother, and a family friend. But yeah, it's pretty good.
Pretty good squad then, so
Yes.
it's got to be going pretty good. I've tried to get my group of friends to play Deep Rock with me enough, because I have so many people who love that game and who are willing to play it with me, but they don't want to go any further than where they already are, and I tend to be so much further behind than everyone, and I'm just trying to catch up, and it's so bad.
Like they don't
So
want
what
to
are your
get into like the
stances?
harder stuff.
Yeah, they're just like, oh, you're in a lower level. Let's play down here instead of trying to do something harder, so I can level up.
Yeah.
In the raid.
No, I mean, I don't think doing the harder stuff levels you up all that much faster. Anyway, it's more.
You get
end-game
more
for
general
average.
rewards for going through, and it's mostly because I just want to get through my tickets faster. I have to run so many missions to get through my stuff,
Yeah.
because I just don't have the gear. And if
Yeah,
you run the
but-
harder ones, it makes those missions go by faster.
Well, that's part of the issue with playing games that way. Is like it's not really meant to be run directly to the end game.
And that's perfectly fine.
It's a game that you're meant to enjoy, and then the end game is after you've had tons and tons of fun for hours and hours on end.
And that's just because I'm looking for a good group of people to keep running with me at the lower levels. And just finding people who are willing to start and play the game with me. That fundamentally is becoming harder and harder to do, because the game got popular enough that there's plenty of no-lifers now.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
And there are plenty of people who've already established game groups and builds for everything, that it's kind of worn out its welcome on the casuals.
Targets at this
So I couldn't build a group fast enough while the game was going, just because I was so damn busy working.
Right.
Oh god, I shut myself down immediately. This is what it's like to run a rifleman. Oh boy. How you doing there, Druid?
I am mixing it up with the urban mech with a PPC.
PPC Irby. With a machine gun. Lovely.
No, he doesn't
Centurion
have any-
AH AL.
Outlaws did.
Outlaw died? Oh,
Yep.
well, yeah, that was expected.
There's a chopper here. Target trashed.
Target acquired. Target destroyed.
Well, I guess we're gonna have to tell Spacer that, you know, AIM Mod 2 is no good. Again. I'm gonna have to explain to everybody that it just doesn't work unless it's on single player. Unless the person who makes makes the AI mod comes and talks to me, if it helps me figure out what I can do to balance it, if maybe I have it in the wrong order or something, I'm gonna have no idea for the longest time, because I do not know how to fix this, because I am not a modder myself. I only just started to learn Python.
Got our target. Nice.
I am a child when it comes to
Showing up as KIA on
comes to the matters of programming.
Oh, yeah,
bounty is
I
ours.
barely know any coding stuff, and I can't even do modding. Although I did fuck around with the Fallout 4, like, I think it was like Fallout 4 edit or something. I made a small mod that all it did was just increase the range and damage of the, I think it was the rolling pins, so if you swung it, something somewhere would die, but I had no idea what.
Target acquired. Keep critical. Target destroyed.
Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Well, I guess we didn't need that mech in the end.
That was fine.
I hope that pilot isn't dead.
That would suck.
That would suck. It would also be hilarious that the rifleman survived, but the javelin didn't.
We can leave. We don't have to.
Yeah, I am leaving. I just did not want to die to that tank shooting me straight in the face.
Well, I guess that's fair.
It would be preferred if I didn't get my face blown off. How does that sound?
Sounds pretty appropriate.
Yeah, I'd say so too. Oh. Oh, wonderful times. But yes.
We got 100 rep out of that.
Did we really? Nice. We actually have 6 on the parts here. I am tempted to just take 2 Clint parts and just kind of go for it.
Okay.
Maybe we just take a few of these? I don't know.
I mean, a Centurion wouldn't be bad, but...
Like... How many do we got of the Centurion parts? Is 4 here?
Oh.
That's not terrible. This is way too many parts to be taking for as much money as we had.
Yeah.
Oh, we took so much damage.
Wait, why are we taking the fleets?
Because we can build them and sell them.
He is not dead.
He is not dead?
Nope. He's incapacitated.
78 days? 97 days on Outlaw. Oh man, did that guy get shot in the face.
And it has no weapons. That's why, yeah, he lost a leg.
He will
His,
never be the same.
Right torso, right arm, and center torso.
Oh boy. Yeah, look at that.
We're gonna have to sell the Jack.
That is a certified yikes moment right there.
Well, we get another one for the scrap heap. I guess Discount Dex strikes again, getting his fill of mechs that we sell to him.
We still have positive money too.
Yep, we somehow lost the mech and got the damage coverage completely for it.
There you go.
So we bought ourselves out of debt. Oh, I love these contracts. Is that I can go into debt into the beginning of the contract and buy my way out with salvage.
Pretty good.
Oh, it's so stupid. I love it so much. I can sell my way out of problems that I create for myself. What a way to play. That is what being a mercenary is. I take on debt to help service my ideals.
We can build a fleet.
We can build a flea. Is it simple enough to build? Like, can we build this sucker? No. Okay, so we still need effective level 2. But we
that's
have the
because
parts
we're
now.
gaining rep with Davion. We're gaining rep with Independent Centurions.
Well, we need to do Davion, right?
Either that or Torians.
Why not both?
I don't know, why not both?
I got our contracts. We're gonna do a Davion Liao, Torian Independent. There we go. Instead of fight, they've got one to fight each other, but that's a multi-mission, and like we don't need to do that. So, also the potential mechs that we could see: assassins, blackjacks, centurions, chimeras, crabs, clints, fire starters, fleas, javelins, mongooses,
Mostly Centurions.
vindicators, vulcans. This is all in the common category.
Dang.
Like the most uncommons that you have is the Whitworth, and we've seen like a handful of Whitworths already. We haven't seen anything in the 40-ton range, but they can spawn up to 50.
We have seen the Vulcans.
Yeah, we have seen the Vulcans.
So we have
Ooh,
seen
55 tons?
What do they got with 55? Oh, we don't know because we haven't seen them.
We haven't seen them yet, but it's they've got 2 of them that can spawn from anyone. So we need to be cautious on this one. This one's going to be a little bit harder.
Yeah.
But we got this. It's going to be okay. We got this. We are totally going to get fucked up in these missions because we don't know what we're doing. I gave us really good starting stuff, and we just got messed up immediately.
Yep.
It just did not matter. Alright, we'll work with the Torians first. We want damage coverage. We want 125% on these shares. I'm getting salvage shares.
Fair enough.
I think the coverage is good just because we're gonna fuck shit up.
Yeah, I was gonna say we can get a salvage share and get a damage coverage. Yeah.
Or do we just get
So
no
you-
rep? We just get baseline rep, and we take C-bills as well.
We can do that.
Just one of each.
That sounds fine. Yeah.
I think we just need resources, and
Visibility will be limited out there.
it's just gonna have to happen that way.
Attacks on your sensors.
Who are we gonna... Let's go ahead and throw Skater in there. Uh, 165 tons is what we're at. Can we lose some tonnage here? Not really.
We're gonna have to drop a mech.
Yeah, I think that's the case here, is we drop a mech. We are going to drop
They're 2x.
the... Was that the one with the ECM?
Nope.
No.
That was the one I was using, the 1x.
Okay. So we will drop that one. We'll be at 130 out of 45? I think that's fine. You
Yeah, that should be good.
unless we can go up a little bit with that. Not really.
That's how many? 15 tons? No.
No, we can't go up with anything. We are poor mech warriors.
Now, if we drop the Raven, I could go up to the Marauder or the Cataphracts.
Go for it.
Probably the Cataphracts. But
Yeah, this is a beachhead operation, so we need to be tanky. You know what? I'm gonna do that. I'm fine with running a cataphracts.
Okay.
Works for me.
Let's hope I don't overheat.
Oh, you're gonna overheat a bunch.
Probably. Oh yeah, when is your Battletech game?
7 o'clock.
Prepare for Battletech departure.
7 o'clock your time.
Yep.
Hangar doors open. Stand
So that means
clear.
around 8 o'clock.
Reactor online. Sensors online. Weapons online.
I used to see the hammer tips. So
This is the base's automated defense system speaking.
I don't drive a
There are
Marauder
2
very
satellite relays marked 1 and 2. These relays will be shown on your heads-up display. If hostiles destroy these relays, they will be able to deploy their weapons into the area.
Alright, origin.
Oh no, it's one of these.
Is the main base. Deploy your forces as you see.
This is where we lost half of our mechs the last time we played this game.
Well, I guess we're just gonna have to lose more mechs this time, like usual.
Well, to be fair, that was a space game.
This one says that it's difficulty 11.
Yep.
So we'll
And
see if the
we're in-
game lied to us.
And we're in heavy amounts.
Commander,
Let's see how the
enemy
heat
units have been
goes on
located in
this.
the hills surrounding the canyon. They are on approach towards the base.
Okay, yeah. I get two PPC shots and 2 medium laser shots out of this before I have to be careful. But we do have a Shadowhawk with us.
That we do. We just
They are
need a
dropping
little...
a lot of people at 50.
50? Okay.
That's 4 drop ships so far.
Oh. Well, yeah, that's stuff.
Target acquired.
It's all spiders. And SRM carriers.
The
Alright,
carrier-
we got this. We're good at hunting light mechs.
Sounds manageable.
should be with a Marauder 3R and a Cataphracts
Target acquired.
2X.
I just need them to actually come out in the open and fight me.
Oh, we do have artillery too.
Oh boy. Mr. Spider, come here, come here. Say hello to my little friend.
To the second satellite
Oh.
relay.
Attacked.
Acquired.
I see.
He heated me up real good.
Target destroyed. Target acquired.
Oh, flyers. I didn't even see.
Commander, the first satellite relay may be in danger. Hostiles have been spotted nearby.
Heat critical.
Thank you, computer.
Commander, incoming hostiles from the outskirts of the battle zone.
Okay. That
Went better than I thought.
that was something. Oh, there's that spider.
Spider out there.
It's like way out there.
But he's not. Yeah, he's nowhere near the satellite up where we should be worried about.
Is that artillery?
Yeah, the artillery is pounding.
Target acquired.
Oh boy. 400 meters on
Why'd you
approach.
get that here? Got a Locust 1L coming in.
I will say, the one thing about these defense missions is that they're so fun because they just make you run around and do things and you see stuff going on. I don't even care that it's not doing a whole lot. It's just like, I get to go and watch fighting happen. It's cool. Now, if they made it better and more tactical and more reasonable, then maybe I'd enjoy it even more.
Target destroyed.
That's a leg Locust.
Target acquired.
So just to ask, how many of you were, you know, still in school for Iraqi freedom?
Target destroyed.
I was still in school during then, yeah.
Commander, another deployment of hostile units has been detected in the surrounding area.
I was only in middle school when that happened.
I think it was around the same time.
Don't want to be rude, ask people's ages, so it's just easier to ask them, you know, about where they were at when 9/11 happened.
Target acquired.
9/11, I was 5 years old. And I was at like a daycare center and I was watching it on TV.
They turned it on in school for me. They were like, yo guys, turn on your TVs, there's a state of emergency. It's like, oh.
I mean, they used a nationwide broadcast for it, so
Yeah, it was on every TV station too.
yeah, it was.
Ow, that hurt a lot.
Yeah, you were kind of up there by yourself, and you've got a Chimera on you.
See that?
Yeah, Chimera's very, very common apparently.
Very good at sandpapering stuff.
Target destroyed. Heat critical. Target acquired.
That's a Whitworth.
Target destroyed. System offline.
I just like shot him through the back and used all my heat for it. Shut down.
That'd be a way to do
New
it.
target assassin.
We shouldn't have too much longer on this mission though. They should have maybe another wave or two.
Heat critical.
They got part of my neck.
They did. Or we did.
Target destroyed.
That was a headshot.
Woo! Lot of heat. Look at these two. Look at these two little Shadowhawks just chilling here, just like, I got a bear claw.
New target.
Well, do
Enforcer.
something with it instead of just standing around. Oh, an enforcer.
That's a new one. That is a mech not to be trifled with.
And he's
He just fucking walloped him.
another Whitworth.
Heat critical.
Oh shit. Well, get out of the way, you fucko. God, I wish the AI mod was here.
Target
That's a
destroyed.
headshot on
Target
the
acquired.
Whitworth.
Wyvern. Make him eat LRMs.
Okay, he's coming back over.
Heat critical. System offline.
Wait for Mick.
And that's the end of it.
Oh, okay, it ended.
Nice.
Oh wow, everybody dropped out of the call.
It's all good. It's a stage. We have people come up here and join us on stage. We definitely tangented for a while, but you know what? It was a little bit of a writer's room peak. Maybe Mage will join us at some point on the writer's room with me and Hachi Bob, and we can talk about more of that stuff on the background of nice music and really get into the nitty-gritty of storytelling and what makes it good, and art is an art form and why we have stopped arting very well.
I think it's mostly due to a loss of imagination.
Yeah, people are pretty depressed, and
Indeed.
they have ideas they want to express, and they can't do that very well right now. And nobody's happy about it. It'll give us a Whitworth.
We could take that, yeah.
Like, I'm kind of fine with taking this hit.
Yeah. I mean,
But I'm also fine with this. Because we got more work here. So we're just going to repair them.
Wait, we still have 3 million. It didn't ding us for that.
Yeah. Because we have positive relationship with the Taurian Concordat.
Yay.
Oh my gosh, we're not hated by everybody. It's amazing.
Take a leap.
Get a massive rep bonus, or do we take that? I don't think I care about shares at that point. I think I just want money out of you and good rep. Yes. Uh, 180. Some 10 off. I think this is the way we're gonna go with that. Travel to another system with a higher permission, and the system has a higher industrial rating. Okay.
So, how much positive rep do we have with our friends here? Well, we're still only on one negotiation point.
Yeah, we've only got one negotiation point. The Taurians give us one as well.
Oh, an infiltration mission. Okay.
Yeah, we're doing some infiltration. I'm debating on what I'm gonna do here because I don't want to really take one of the Ravens, but it might actually be the better choice here.
Yes, taking one of the Ravens would probably, or that particular Raven would probably, you might want to take the X1, just because the X1 has the active probe and stuff.
Yeah. Whoops. Why did it? Okay.
Yeah, you want the 1X. There you go. And then I want the.
Yeah, that was weird. It switched them the wrong way for some reason. We can't add really anything else to this. We don't have another mech available to us.
No.
And the Nedwell spider is a little too expensive for our blood.
Yeah, unfortunately.
It's the Wendell.
It looks fun.
How does grass taste, little man? Decreased duration of and heat of large lasers, and Wendell missile. Increased range and velocity with it. It's a max SRM6 and large laser.
Yep.
It's got one slot for each. It does what it does.
It do. And the stable cancels out the hard to pilot, I think.
Stable gives +7. Hard to pilot is a piloting check thing. But it's a quad mech, so it gets +2 evasion, pilot skill modifier, anyways.
And then just a flat +10%. So it's got an even better narrow profile. Its narrow profile, I think, is only 5%. Or no, it's also 10%.
Yeah.
So
it's good at dodging shit, and it's got solid damage.
Pretty solid.
But it don't do nothing else, and it's not worth 11 million, to say the least.
No.
There is a Griffin here, but it's not worth even trying to fucking fix. And they want 4.8 million. It would still be overweight. So we're not going to do any of that. At least I think it would be overweight. Would it be overweight?
That'd be
55 tons.
So that'd be exactly it, right? Because it was 55 tons.
Yeah, it's 55 tons. So it would fit exactly if we got it, and we'd have to spend even more money to fix it.
Yeah.
So that's not gonna happen. We're just gonna have to run with what we got.
Oogie.
We're gonna suffer, and it's gonna suck, but it'll be okay.
What? Oh.
I was really tempted to cancel. I was really tempted to cancel and take out the rifleman again.
Oh. I mean,
I think this is the better thing, since it's an infiltration mission, to do this.
We need one of us running ECM and the other person needs to run pretty big guns.
We can hit pretty hard as it is, though.
Stay away from enemy units to remain undetected. Light mechs are much harder to detect. Command your lance to hold fire, as any attack will immediately raise an alarm. Our employer is also offering us a performance bonus if we can complete a number of sub-objectives, if they present themselves as targets of opportunity. Be on the lookout for them.
Man, fuck
On
that
your
water
map,
tower.
I've marked the location of some valuable supplies that our employer would
Oh yeah,
like
we gotta
liberated.
stand here and wait to check in.
Our client would like us to scout the Op4's Battletech forces while we're in the field.
Damn, these hands
Attempt
are
to
fast.
sensor lock each mech you come across without alerting them to your position.
Oh, acquire enemy assets.
Get base mech unit, function not found.
Oh, you got an error.
Yep. Low level fatal error 1308.
Damn.
Something in the library is not working. This is just a side effect of the fact that they released a new DLC, and now they have to figure out what bullshit they changed in the mech files so the modders can go back and fix it. Because it's some permission that changed, because every time that the permissions change and like a mech is fundamentally changed in the game, in some way that it works, they have to go back and edit their software on their mod to account for that change. And that can be as simple as like some unit in the game, in the base function when it loads. It seems to be some sort of something having to do with units that are loading in for the first time. It searches for them in the base, can't find them, and then crashes, and then loads them into the base with the new updates to them. Because it seems to work directly afterwards. I don't know why. But anyways, I think I'm going to cut myself off there.
Okay.
Because that's 3 crashes in a row. So, I'm going to give this some time to let it work itself out between them and the modders. I am not a modder myself, so I am at the mercy of the mods. We'll see what happens.
If we have an update tomorrow before we start streaming, we'll know.
Yeah, and we will find out. We will find out then. In the meantime, thank you for everybody who joined us. My name's Arco's Raid. Hopefully I'll catch you all back up on possibly Sundays. I might release another video doing the Raider report, which will just wrap up the week's worth of stuff. I might start doing stuff more regularly. I don't know. I'm going to do something because I'm bored. I'm bored in doing school stuff, and I need to do something with my life, and getting a job right now has been a pain in the ass. So, in the meantime, I'm going to talk about my problems and vent on the internet like everybody else does.
Fair enough.
This is why every guy has a podcast. Every group of dudes has a podcast because they just want to vent shit on the internet. And at some point, people just stop caring and they just talk about the things they want to talk about. And so that's what I'm just going to do. In the meantime, yeah, thanks for everybody who joined us. Check out the stuff in the descriptions. Check out the mod list. Yes, I must mansplain everything, for I am a mansplainer. This is what I do. I hope everybody had fun. Have a good time. Enjoy the rest of your day. Bye-bye.
Later.
Reactor online, sensors online, weapons systems online, all systems normal.